Tonga, man, what a game we've got coming up here, and we are live. Hey guys, how you going? Set it down, BKR Sport. We are good to go here for the Pacific Cup final. This is going to be a massive game. Obviously, we have seen these two teams play already this cup so far, which is how it's designed. However, this is going to be a much more, I feel a lot closer of a game, even though that game was also quite close. I think that the scoreline didn't necessarily reflect a lot of the way the game was played between Australia and Tonga, but I do feel like obviously the scoreline in the end did reflect the lack of attack that we saw from one team. But look, obviously today, guys, we've got Australia taking on Tonga. Australia came first in this group, whilst Tonga came second. And as we all know, New Zealand, they ended up coming third, which was a surprise because there was a fantastic game just last week between the Tongans and New Zealand, where Tonga just surprised them like crazy in the first half, went out to a 24-0 lead. Then the Kiwis came rocketing home to make it 24-24 before Tonga obviously slapped the field goal over to actually get to the final and put New Zealand into the game against Papua New Guinea, which is later on today. Right after this game, we've got the Papua New Guinea versus New Zealand promotion relegation game, which is exciting, man. That's a really exciting game that we have to come up as well. Although we probably are aware of the winner, a lot of people thought that about this game last week between Tonga and New Zealand. So you never know, man. Rugby league, it's crazy. And I tell you what, the Papua New Guineans will be firing up for it. But let's talk more about this game here. So guys, let's get into the two team lineups. Obviously, smack that like button. Subscribe if you are new around here, and this is for all the chocolates. This is for the ultimate winner of the entire tournament, and that includes the competition as well, which is the Fiji Bati, Papua New Guinea Kumals, and also the Cook Islands Cookies. That includes them, because the promotion relegation system that we've now got with this New Zealand Papua New Guinea game shows that that competition is also aligned with this one, because there is the ability to get out of that, jump into here, and one of these guys to go down there, which we'll see obviously later on. So this is the entirety. It doesn't include England and Samoa in their international series, which unfortunately Samoa did lose 2-0 to England, but England, don't worry, man. I've got a bit of banter for you today, that's for sure. How's your rugby union team going? Anyway, the Kangaroos, they come into this game from first position, whilst Tonga come into this game from second position. This is at Commbank Stadium in Sydney, where both games are to be played today. We've actually got the Australian women's game versus the New Zealand women's game on right now, where Australia's winning 24-0. And I believe Fetsul Samoa also beat the Papua New Guinea team, I think 36-12 earlier on today. I can't really remember. But a big day of rugby league. So four games of rugby league, that's a lot. But then again, that's warming you up for Vegas next year, where the opening games are actually 4 games as well in Vegas. But all right, Australia's team. In, Lindsay Smith out, Cameron Murray. Big loss there for the Australians. Murray, fantastic player. Dylan Edwards is the fullback with Xavier Coates and Zach, the taxman Lomax, on the wings. Hamiso, Tapuai-Fidow, and Tommy Trebojevic are the centres. You got the 5/8 of Tom Did and Mitchell Moses, the halfback. Patrick Carrigan and Lindsay Collins, the props, with Harry Grant as the hooker. Back row of Angus Crichton and Hudson Young, with the lock being Isaiah Yeo, the captain. Interchange, Matt Burton, Mitchell Barnett, Ruben Cotter, and Lindsay Smith, with the 18th man replacement being Ben Hunt. So, a really strong team here. Obviously, Australia is missing the likes of a Nathan Cleary. They are missing a few players here and there, for sure. There's definitely not everybody that they would ultimately like to bring to this tournament. But with that being said, it's very much strong enough to win. And there's no excuses. And I always say this in International Rugby League, that Australia will never have an excuse, really, in my book. I feel like regardless of the team they put out there, they've got enough depth, to show that regardless who they're playing, there is no excuses. So when Australia took on New Zealand a couple of weeks ago, and New Zealand have quite a few outs, Australia also have a few players out and whatnot, but for me, that game showed the depth significantly, comparatively. But for me, if Australia had have lost that game, then that would have concerned me in regards to their big-time team. But I still believe that a team like this, which isn't necessarily 100% of the first picked team, like Nathan Cleary's and whatnot, your Tina Fa'asumalawis and all that, I still feel like this team should be able to get over the top. But sometimes it doesn't work like that. In rugby league, it just does not work like that. So, and that's all sport in general. On the day, we see who's better. And I tell you what, Tonga, a couple of weeks ago, gave it to Australia in the forwards. And I expect them to give it to Australia in the forwards again today. Especially when they don't have the likes of Payne Haas and Tina Fa'asuamaleaui, who would normally be in the prop rotation there, right? So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how these forwards go up against these Tongan forwards, which we'll get into now. because a couple of weeks ago, I don't think Australia won the forwards battle against Tonga despite winning 18-0. Now, the ins here for the Tongans, Keon Koloamatangi, big in with an out of Moses Suli. Liha Hopaware, Manly, fullback with the wingers being Daniel Tupou and Sione Katoa from the Roosters and the Sharkies on the wings. The centres of Paul Adamoti and Tolotau Kuola from the Penrith Panthers and Manly Seagulls are the centres. With the 5'8", Tui Moala Lolahia, and the halfback is Sai Katoa there from the Dolphins. Go to the props, Adam Fanor-Blake at the captain alongside Felice Kafusi from the, now the Sharkies for Adam Fanor-Blake. Now he's at Cronulla. Well, after this game, he's actually a Shark, so he's still technically a Warrior now. But after this game, he will be a Sharky. And then, the front row of Felice Kafusi as well, who is at the Dolphins. You go to the number 9, Saliva Havili from the Rabbitohs, with the back row, Hamoli Olakawatu from Manly, and Eliesa Katoa from the Melbourne Storm. And the lock is the ever-present Big Bopper, Jason Taumalolo. He is an absolute machine, this guy, especially when he's got a Tongan jersey on. Obviously, he's Cowboys. When he plays for Tonga, he leaves it all out there, man. It's such a good thing to see, because I wouldn't say the last couple of years have been that great to watch Jason Taumalolo with the Cowboys. I don't think that he's been anywhere near what he once was when he was being played in a very different way. But when he plays for Tonga, he gets played like he should be played. And I understand the work management and load management that the Cowboys do attempt there with Jason. But I just think that we get to see the pure player that Taumalolo is when he is playing for Tonga. And it's so good to see. Interchange-wise, Sonny Luke, Taniela Paseka, Siwa Wong, and Keon Koloamatangi, with the 18th man replacement being Sitili Tupanua, who was actually originally meant to play, but Koloamatangi was able to play, so that's why he jumps into his spot there on the bench. Normally, you'd probably, I don't know, actually. I don't know where they'd be able to fit Keon Koloamatangi in unless they took out maybe Eliesa Katoa. But Katoa's had a fantastic year for the Melbourne Storm, whilst Hamali Olakwatu is one of the better back rowers in the competition, alongside Katoa. And then you've got the 13 of Jason Taumalolo, who's not being moved there. So it makes sense that Koloamatangi is on the interchange. I believe in the World Cup, he played a bit of 9, or was it last year? I can't remember. At some point, Koloamatangi, I swear, played 9. I could be wrong, which is quite crazy. It might have been that World Cup. It might have been that England World Cup a couple of years ago. But look, this Tongan team is solid, man. The problem was that 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, when the Tongans took on Australia, their issue was their attack. Their issue was actually being clinical with their opportunities, because they got opportunities. It's not like they didn't get opportunities in that game. It's just, unfortunately, there was a lot to be desired from your Tui Moala here and your Asai Katoa. Saliva Havili is not necessarily a big-time star. And then you go to the fullback of Liha Paware, who actually was very good in that game. He was one of the stars, if not the star, for Tonga in that game. So the spine is a very big issue here for Tonga, and that usually is the problem with the Islander teams. But then you go to that game against the Kiwis, and they found their attack. They got 25 points in this game. However, they did lead that game 24-0. They did lead that game 24-0 before it ended up being, a last seconds victory with a field goal. So there is a concern there that they can gas out. There is a concern there that they can be tired by the end of this game, and Australia run over the top of them. And I don't think that Australia are going to be giving them the opportunity to take a 24-0 lead. I just don't see that, especially when they held them to 0 just a few weeks ago. But this Tonga team obviously is much better in the attacking regards, and that will play them into form. It will. It will play them into form from that last game. Do I think Tonga win this game? I don't necessarily believe they win this game, but I do think that it will be very close, and I think that there's going to be a great game here between two teams Australia have a lot to prove. I don't think they've been that fantastic in this tournament. I think there's a lot to be desired about how they've played in the tournament. They beat Tonga 18-0. Don't think they were that fantastic in that game. And then they went and beat the New Zealanders 22-10, but I don't think they were that fantastic in that game either. Maybe it's the fact that as Australians, we do expect a lot and a perfect game out of this team because of the history, because of the kind of players that they do have. Maybe there is just a little bit too much expectation, but I don't think so. I think that when you've got the Primo League in our country, and comparatively where New Zealanders are obviously playing majority of the NRL, and the Tongans and Samoans and Papua New Guineans and Fijians and everyone except for maybe the English who have the Super League. And sorry, Papua New Guineans probably play more so in the Super League than the NRL, but that's a conversation for another day. But the point is that I think that I have realistic expectations of the Kangaroos, but obviously sometimes it just doesn't work out. So I will take them today, but I do think Tonga will be up. I do think they'll be up for it, and I will say Australia by 4, which I think is a great result there for Tonga if that happens. I think it'll be a fantastic result if they can be within 6 points. And I know Tonga's going to come out and say, I believe we can win. And I think there's a chance too, for sure, to overturn what happened 3 weeks ago, because I reckon you win that game had you had a better attack on you. Had you had a better halves combination that could actually put the ball into the right area for Tonga, I believe they would have led that game. And then they would have led that game again, like as it continued with it until like 12-0. Maybe Australia came back on it, but overall, it wasn't an impressive 2 games here from Australia, in my personal opinion. So I'm expecting them to bounce back and have a lot to prove again. Again, it's great they've won both their first 2 games. Maybe I'm just thinking too highly of them. It's not necessarily the best ever Australian team that you ever did see, but it's a very quality team regardless. So, yeah, I think it's a positive result for Tonga to be in this game and competing in this game. And if their forwards can play like they did a couple of weeks ago, and their halves, Tuimawala Lolohea and also Isai Katoa, can get things rolling and get things going, the Tongans will be well up for this game. But all right, let's get to the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. There is about 30 minutes time or 35 or so minutes time until the game between Australia and Tonga does kick off. So obviously we'll be chatting about everything until then, and then we'll commentate it. Obviously, smack that like button, subscribe if you are new around here, and do not forget we will have the Papua New Guinea versus New Zealand promotion relegation game right on after this. Now, I'm really confused by this as well. Why have they put that game after this big game? I don't understand. I don't understand why the final is the first game and the promotion relegation game is the second game. Is that to force people to watch it? People are going to watch that regardless. I actually don't understand. I really don't. I don't get why they would put that New Zealand Papua New Guinea game after this one. But sure, they. I guess they might have a reason. Surely they would have a reason. I don't know. But all right, let's get into the chat. See what you guys are saying. Logan Paul says, what a great day it would be for Australia to win both women's and men's game on top of breaking those Poms' hearts. Absolutely, Logan Paul Sachs, to beat England for the first time since 2015 in the rugby with after the siren try. Then to go into this game where they're winning 24-0 with 2.5 minutes to go of the women's game, and then to go in and beat Tonga as well, which is a tough team, man. People are going to underestimate them for sure. That's just how it works. People are going to underestimate teams up against Australia. They don't underestimate New Zealand. I feel like people would still underestimate England in the Rugby League, even though I think Australia wins. But you look back at that 2017 World Cup final, and that was a team with Cameron Smith, I believe. Yeah, Billy Slater would have still been playing. Cooper Cronk was there. Those kind of guys, they were all playing, and they only won 6-0 in that World Cup final against England. But yeah, I do think that people would still underestimate them. I do think people would still underestimate them, but they do. The only people who... I don't think anyone No, they do underestimate the islands. They do. I don't think that... Yeah, Tonga and Samoa are a lot better than what they once were. There is a mixture of overestimating and underestimating, in my personal opinion. Oh, New Zealand going to score here. There you go. New Zealand scored their first points. Oh, they didn't knock it on, surely. No, I think they scored. So it will be 24-4 or whatever it is for the kid to come. But yeah, look, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I haven't overestimated Tonga. I don't believe I have. But maybe last week was their grand final. I don't know. Just a thought process that has to be put out there. There is always that kind of notion that if you get that big win, like look for the Titans against the Broncos and whatnot this year. When you get that big win, and everyone's happy, everyone's jubilant, everyone's cheering, everyone's crazy, and then it all comes down the next week. She has actually maybe lost that. I don't know, that's close. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think necessarily that's the case, but there is a world where that does happen. Brandon says, hello, 2213 says, how do you watch the game in the US? Well, the game doesn't start for about half an hour, mate. The game does not start for about half an hour. We'll obviously be commentating it. Obviously, due to broadcasting restrictions, I can't show you the game live, but I will be commentating here. No, that's a try. I'll be commentating it here. Dazmate is on TV. Thank you, Dazmate. How about them Bulls today, baby? How about them Bulls? Ooh! How about them Bulls? I'm actually waiting until I get back to Australia to stream those Bulls games because the internet here is just so dodgy, man, as you guys know. So I'm waiting to get back to Australia when I get back on Friday. So I'll stream from Saturday onwards for the Bulls again. I've been missing it, but then again I haven't been missing it because we've been losing quite a bit as well. Justin Buttons has bought a brother. Tonga 18.5 point start, $1.90. Worth a little play, carver time, full tide, go Tonga. Chee-hoo! Gee whiz, there was a lot going on there. There was a bit of Fiji, then there was a bit of Tonga, then there was back to Fiji, and then we're back to Tonga. We're just, we're going everywhere. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the Tonga 18.5 point start is a good one, especially considering it was only a 1 point game last week. And it's not like Australia ran through New Zealand in their 24-12 win or 22-10 win or whatever it was. It's not like they ran through them, right? I know they've had a week's break, which might not actually help them in this regard. I think this actually probably helps. To be fair, Tonga after 2 weeks break did fix a lot of their issues. So, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be interesting because there is a world where Australia blow them out. I don't think that happens. I don't agree with that. But there is a world where they come out and get a very, very solid win. And there is a world as well where maybe, Tonga do get that surprise win again. But 2 weeks in a row against the best opposition in the world, that would be crazy. That would be... You'd never have seen it before with the islands. Like, it's usually either Australia or New Zealand winning World Cups in big-time games, and specifically Australia. Australia's only lost one World Cup in history, right? So that would really solidify Tonga as a team that could actually win a World Cup in the near future, because right now they're not there just yet. They still lost to Samoa in that World Cup in 2022. Was it 22 or 21? I think it was 22. But in 2022, they lost to Samoa in that World Cup quarter-final. And then that was kind of their first real World Cup, because you go back to 2017 and whatnot, the islands hadn't really developed yet. Now you're seeing teams like Samoa and Tonga really develop. Fiji's still got a while to go, but they're also really good when it comes to World Cups and actually competing. But if Tonga was able to, Papua New Guinea still have a little bit go to prove themselves in this regard, but if they were to win this game here today against Australia, it would really solidify them in my mind, and I would say a lot of people's minds, that they are, I'd say everyone's minds, that they are a genuine threat to 2026, I think the next World Cup is. I think so. Or it might be 2027, because it was meant to be in France, and they've actually brought it back down to Australia. So yes, I agree with you, Tonga at plus 18.5 points. I know my glorious King Lonzo Ball didn't play, but the fact that ESPN covered a G League game over Magic Johnson with Steph Curry shooting is crazy. Oh, did they actually show the Bronny G League game? Wow. Izzy Blacksmith says, what time is the kickoff, please? It kicks off in half an hour's time. In 30 minutes' time will be when they run out there to, well, about 25 minutes. 30 minutes' time, they'll bring out go out for the anthems. Geez, New Zealand are actually playing strongly in this last couple of minutes. If only they played like this the entire game. But that'll be the final scores. Australia will beat New Zealand in the women's final 24-4. Get around the Aussies. Fire them up. Fire them up. But yes, Izzy, it'll be about half an hour time. Beersman says, stop the Tongan forwards and you stop Tonga, not an easy task though. That is exactly right, Beersman. That is absolutely right. You stop the Tongan forwards and you will win the game. But if you can stop the Tongan forwards, good luck. New Zealand didn't do it last week, and Australia, I don't believe, did it the week prior, or 2 weeks prior, because Australia played New Zealand in between. I don't think that Australia won. Like, you look at this forward battle, right? Patrick Carrigan and Lindsay Collins versus Adam Vanor-Blake and Felice Kafusi. Now, Kafusi is not normally a prop. He's not normally a front rower, but is a very hard hitter, a tackle bot. Like, he knows what he's doing, and he's just playing a lot more in the middle rather than edge, right? So, Adam Vanor-Blake is, I would argue, I think it's between, obviously, Payne Haas, Adam Vanor-Blake, Tina Fa'asumalawi, and James Fisher-Harris in regards to that top four, and you can interchange in between whatever your personal opinion is and your personal thought process is. You can actually put any of them there. Like, whether Tina be first and maybe Payne Haas has to be first. He does obviously have to be first. But second through fourth, between Fisher-Harris, Adam Vanor-Blake, and Tina Fa'asumalawi can be interchanged at any point. So when you've got that top four of the best props in the game, you compare that with Australia, where Patrick Carrigan's a lock. I know he's playing front row, and I know he can play there. And then you've got Lindsay Collins, who I wouldn't put in that vicinity. I think he's a very tough worker and a very hard worker. He can have his off games, for sure. He can have his off games. But I do worry about that front row comparatively to the two front rowers there for Tonga. However, Patrick Carrigan's going to work his ass off, and so is Lindsay Collins. There's not going to be a great deal of X factor there, which is what you see out of guys like Adam Vanor-Blake, Tina Fa'asumalawi, and Payne Haas, which is why you kind of separate those three normally. But it's an interesting kind of quartet there, where the two guys over here for Australia aren't necessarily what Australia would normally go with in this position, but you can't take his Yo out of the lock position where Carrigan would normally be. And I don't necessarily think Carrigan's a huge impact player off the bench. I think that he is a starter or bust, like Cameron Murray. And I've said this for years. I think Cameron Murray is a start or bust. I don't think he should be on the bench. There are certain players who bring that impact, and there are certain players who don't. So I think that in the front row battle, despite the fact Kafusi normally plays back row, I would still go that prop battle there for Tonga. Then you go to the hooker of Harry Grant Saliva Havili. That's Harry Grant every day of the week by a country mile. And then you go to the back row here of Angus Crichton and Hudson Young versus Haole Olakau'atu and Elias Katoa. Angus Crichton was the best back rower in the comp this year. Overall, though, Olakau'atu's been more consistent over the years. I think that's a wash, and then it comes down to Hudson Young versus Katoa, and I'm taking Katoa every day of the week. I actually think Hudson Young is more of a X-Factor kind of bench player to be utilised over... I don't know. Mitchell Barnett actually could have the argument to start here with Hudson Young coming off the bench. That you could make that argument. So I just think that Hudson Young is an X-Factor player. I don't necessarily think that he's not the option that Australia would normally go with, but he is a very solid player when he wants to be. There are bad moments from him, but in regards to the complete back row, I would look towards that Tongan side. However, it is quite even across the board there. And then go to the lock of Isaiah Yeo versus Jason Taumalolo. On any given day, you would take Isaiah Yeo. However, Jason Taumalolo, when he plays for Tonga, you can't go against the argument. You know, you can't go against it. He actually is probably up there in regards to that same conversational space as Isaiah Yeo there. So it's going to be a really tough battle here for Australia in that forward battle, because I give the Tongans the props, I give Australia the hooker. I would lean to Tonga in the back row, and then I will actually go as far to say that I give it a wash between Yeo and Taumalolo at international level. Not at state level, not at NRL level, because Taumalolo doesn't play state, but not at NRL level. I give that clearly to Yeo. But is that also because he plays for a team that's won 4 premierships in a row, comparably to Taumalolo, who is stuck at True with the Cowboys? I don't know. And then you go to the bench here, the forwards, Taniela Paseka, Siwa Wong, and Kolomatangi. Then you got Barnett, Cotter, and Lindsay Smith. I think as an overall X factor, you're definitely looking towards Tonga there. But if you're looking at consistency, you're probably looking more towards the Australians there. So it comes down to your thought process. I think the bigger names there, obviously you've got your Kolomatangi, but I don't think people care too much about the Taniela Paseka and Siwa Wong, despite the fact I think they're quality players. Whilst you've got Cotter, who's a big-time player, you've got Barnett, who clearly exploded onto the scene this year. If you watch Rugby League, you know he's been a good player for a while, but he had a really big year this year, especially for New South Wales. And then Lindsay Smith he's a part of a big-time team, but not necessarily a big-time kind of thought process player. So I think that's an interesting battle again. But when you look at that 1 through 7, Edwards beats out Hopewada, despite how great he has been. I would still lean with Edwards there. I think that he has been overrated quite a lot since he was underrated. Everyone was not understanding how quality of a player he was. And then it got to a point where all of us who watched Rugby League on a consistent basis, we were saying, like, you have to respect Edwards. And then he exploded and had a great season and has been consistent since. And then got to a point where the people who were underestimating him now overrated him. And then there's like this middle ground that people kind of skipped past with Edwards. So I don't think that he's the player that people talk about here, but I think that he's a very, very quality player here, just not into that next caliber in a lot of ways. Not in a lot of ways, but he is a very consistent fullback. You're not going to get your X factor out of him necessarily, but he will eat through meters like no tomorrow. So I will still go with Edwards there of Hopewada, but Hopewada is a good little fullback. And on the wingers of Zach Lomax and Coates versus Tupou and Katoa, I love that wing pairing for Tonga, but I will lean with Coates and Lomax in regards to the X factor. I do think there's probably more consistency out of Katoa and Daniel Tupou though. I don't think that's a crazy significant battle in regards to separation. I think the Coates and Lomax definitely do win for mine, but that comes down to what we can see out of them. I think there's more room to see out of them than there is out of Tupou and Katoa. You kind of know what you're going to get from Tupou. Katoa can be a little bit nifty at times, but you do know what you're going to get out of Tupou. And the centres of Hamiso and Tom Trbojevic versus Alamoti and Kuala. Love Alamoti and Kuala. I think Alamoti's had a great year for the Panthers, but the centres for Australia are very clearly two of the best centres in the game, if not the. Right, and Hamisa can play multiple different positions, but overall I give that battle there in the centres to Australia, clearly. And then they go to the halves, and this isn't even a thought process. Tom Dearden in the 5'8", the Tuamawala here. Dearden clearly gets that one, then Moses versus Katoa. Moses clearly gets that one. But I would love to see Katoa improve into the player that we know he can be. But you obviously are missing out on guys like Nathan Cleary and Munster in that scenario. You can make the argument, though, that Dearden has actually had a really good year and deserves to be over Munster because Munster is injured a lot. You can make that argument. I don't think it's impossible. Isaac says, today game when? Game in 20 minutes. Game is in 20 minutes' time. Esther says, when does the game start? The game starts in 20 minutes' time. Bees Man says, was Martin from the Panthers injured? Liam Martin, I would assume so. Obviously, there's no... Like, if you want to go and be... pedantic about every single player. There is no Liam Martin. You can say there's no Tino, there's no Payne, Haas. There's no Nathan Cleary. There's no Cameron Munster. I would say that everyone else in that 1 through 5 is probably who they would go with. I do agree Zach Lomax would be the guy that they would go with. He's had a great year. And then in regards to elsewhere, who's another back rower? Obviously Liam Martin's missing. Who else would be there? Because Dave Fafita's not obviously been... Oh, Dave would normally play for Tonga, but obviously he didn't exactly have a great year through injury, and also just wasn't necessarily at the same level that we know he has been in the past. Also criticised way too much, though, however. But I don't think there's a great deal of significant losses about this Australian team. Like, you can't say Ben Hunt's out because he's actually fit and available. He's the 18th man replacement. I've been seeing a lot of people on Instagram and whatnot have been saying like, oh, Ben Hunt's not playing either. It's like, yeah, but that's a choice. Like, he's a part of the 18 man. He's a part of the full squad. He's just not actually on the bench or starting. So you can't use that as an excuse. By the way, don't be surprised if you see way more Tongans in this game than Australians, because I can tell you that Australians don't really care enough to probably get out to this game in comparison to the Tongans. Well, this is a big thing for them. It's a really, really big thing for them. And that's why it's going to be a big day, because Tonga and Papua New Guinea both have the biggest supporter bases across rugby league. I would say Papua New Guinea have the largest supporter base because they live, breathe, die by rugby league. Whilst Tonga is super close. Tonga is definitely not far away from them. However, it's like a matter of life and death in Papua New Guinea. Whilst I feel like Tongans, it's not necessarily a matter of literal life and death. The stories you hear out of Origin in Papua New Guinea is crazy, bro. It's crazy. Chris Sharp says, depending on the result, who's your pick for the Golden Boot? Jeez. Who's my pick for the Golden Boot? I tell you what, Keanu was actually a good shout if New Zealand were here. I know there's been talk about Keanu getting it, but I don't think that... That's actually a really good question. But I did see people talking about Keanu, and I just don't know if they'll give it to someone from a team that didn't even make the final as a big-time team like New Zealand. But he has had a great international series. I guess, obviously, you need to know the result of this game, however, too, because you want to see how these two teams play. But I don't necessarily believe anyone from Australia was really kind of red hot. Like, who from Australia would be up there in that caliber from the games we've seen here? And then for Tonga, you've seen like Leo White have a great series. You've seen Alamoti play quite well. Adam Fanor-Blake's been banging. I want to see what you guys suggest here, because this is actually not that easy for mine. That's actually not that easy for mine. So you guys jump into the comments section there. Let me know what your thoughts, and I'll agree or disagree. What you reckon about the new Titans jersey? I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I think that there's been better jerseys in our history, but I don't think it's bad. Wouldn't be surprised if a PNG player gets it. If they beat New Zealand, sure. And then we've got Dad's mate saying Matt Burton Golden Boot. You know, this is what we do here, man. This is what we do here. We got Dad's mate. Come back. I haven't streamed, like a week or something. I had stuff to do, but we get Dad's mate with this Matt Burton from the Dogs Golden Boot. Has Matt Burton played a second? Has he played? I think he played like 1 second. How many seconds has this man played in this international tournament? He didn't play against Tonga, I don't think. Did he play any minutes in that game? I don't think he did, or maybe like a few minutes at the beginning of the game. I'm going to have a look. I don't even know if... Yeah, no, player stats. There we go. So, player stats. We've had Matt Burton play... I did play. He played 9 minutes. Wow. That's right. I remember that. He actually had a pretty good 9 minutes. Yeah. To go back on what I'm saying here, he actually had a pretty good 9 minutes. And then you go to the New Zealand game. Did he play in that New Zealand game? Player stats... Matt Burton played a total of 7 minutes. Mate, he's had a fantastic 16 minutes of game time. Fantastic 16 minutes of game time. He didn't actually have a good game in that 7 minute spurt that he had at the back end of that New Zealand game. He didn't play that well. But the Tonga game, I actually thought he had a pretty good 9 minutes. So, good luck with that. Yes, he has played, so therefore is eligible. Yes, well, thank you for that one. Thank you for that one. Matt Burton's 10-minute stint against Tonga was incredible. Let's slow down on incredible. Let's slow down on incredible But he was very good in his 9-minute spurt there. Oh, yeah, Jay. You're probably going to get it quite a bit today. Why didn't Australia put their best team in? Troy Fitzsimmons says. A lot of them are injured. Like Nathan Cleary's injured. Karen Munster is injured. A lot of... It's like... also with, I guess, people for players for Fiji aren't getting paid that greatly comparatively. So you're going to say no more often than not for that. If it's not like a big-time tournament comparatively. But players do say no because they want to work on their own stuff. There is the argument of Kalen Ponga, and you can make the argument on the pure basis that, yes, okay, he's healthy and he's fit, but I also think that situation that happened before the tournament started, I feel like Sexton better than Moses. I love Toes, but shut up. I think before the tournament started, the situation where he didn't want to necessarily play, he wanted to focus on the Newcastle Knights and whatnot, and then they kind of selected him and then didn't actually play him. I think it was more so just for formalities, realistically. I think that he made his intentions clear, which is why they didn't select him. So you could make an argument that Ponga hasn't been brought in for that reason. I actually do think that Kalen Ponga would be a better suit here for this fullback position over Edwards personally, especially in a game like Tonga. But then again, Edwards is going to work hard. He's going to run the ball back hard, man. He's going to run the ball back hard. No streaming Kiwis versus Tonga. We are streaming Kiwis versus Tonga. The game starts in about 15 minutes time, so plenty of time for you to go and hit that thumbs up button and everybody here watching to subscribe if you're new around here. Fire it up, baby. Fire it up. Ish says, Tonga gets crushed even harder today. Don't get baited. I had Aussie minus 12.5 versus New Zealand and Tonga plus 170 versus New Zealand. Plus 170. You had him plus 170. Tonga. Taking Aussie day minus 8.5. Ish, I don't necessarily think that you are wrong here. I am cautious. And I think you have to be cautious. I think there is a world, to agree with you, where Australia could come out and get a big win in this scenario. I think there is a world where that happens. But there is going to be a largely, heavily focused Tongan crowd here. A couple of weeks ago, Australia did not play that well against Tonga. I don't think, even though they won 18-0, I think that was more down to the fact that Tonga had zero attack. There was zero attack in that game from Tonga because they had opportunities galore. So if they can get half of the opportunities they had in that first game and they play in the halves and get going like they did last week against New Zealand, I think there is a chance that makes it really, really close, which a lot of people obviously will be looking towards. You obviously have got to ignore, I guess, a Tongan fan side of things because they're going to tell you they're going to win today. And fair enough, back your team in. I would like to hear their opinion on why they believe they can overcome Australia. If you are Tongan and watching right now, which I know there's a lot of you, but if you're Tongan and watching right now, I want you to give me a genuine reason besides we're going to win to explain to me why you think you're going to be able to overturn that 18-0 deficit that we saw 3 weeks ago. I'm happy to hear it. I would like to hear it. So I agree that there's the chance for that to happen, but I think it's a good line because there is a world where Tonga do actually make this close and do actually surprise. But if they win 2 games in a row against New Zealand and Australia, I'm sorry, but they're a good, genuine chance to actually go on and win something in a couple of years' time. It would be. But again, I don't disagree with you. Matt Burton's 10 minutes, that's right. His 10 minutes straight against Tonga was better than Cleary's last 15 minutes in the 2023 Grand Final. I'm going to move on from that comment. Nate Jays, g'day Blaze, mate. I love an underdog. Here we go. But I seriously give Tonga a big chance of an upset today at 6.50. It'd be crazy not to back them. I think it's good value. I think that you wouldn't put a lot of money on it, and I don't believe it happens. But based off of last week, Australia did not play that greatly against Tonga. Tonga actually probably should have done a lot better in that game. And then Australia going to play New Zealand, and they weren't impressive, but they still won 22 to 10 or whatever it was, which is fantastic. At the end of the day, winning is winning. But you look at the individual result there, and you see the Australians are susceptible, but I don't know if they're susceptible to actually losing this game. But I can see them being susceptible to being really, really close because, again, they just didn't have the halves and the attack to win that game a few weeks ago. So if Tonga play like they did last week, they're going to get run down even further by Australia, comparatively to the New Zealanders. But it's very difficult to actually get a read in this game. Because, again, that could have been a very big one-off there for an Islander team that you wouldn't necessarily look towards in this regards to getting 2 big-time consistent games like this and actually winning it. So, it's going to be really interesting to see how they play out. I think that there's more likely of an option of what Isha's saying. More likely. But you can't say that because then people will come out and say, oh, you're just an Australian. It's like, no, I actually would nearly, as an Australian, I would love to see Tonga win today. It would actually be shit for us Australians and me who have to put themselves out there. And I will cop it, even though I'm saying this right now. I would cop it afterwards saying, oh, Australia sucks shit. Tonga is the best team in the world. It's like, look at New Zealand last year. They won against us 30-0 in one game, and they were celebrating for a whole year like they were going to win the next 20 World Cups. And, old Ponku, where's he gone? And I celebrate that for you, Tonga. And I would say in this game, I would love to see Tonga get a win. I don't think it happens, but I would love to see it get a win for the fact that it would improve them going a long term to show that they beat us in, 2018 in a one game, and it would be good to see them do it again. I don't necessarily see it happening, but it would be great to see. Aussie wants revenge from last year's champion game, I think. Embarrassed 30-0 New Zealand lost. They owe their fans. They already shut them down 18-0, 13-6 today, 32-6 today. Again, I can see it. Again, I can see where you're coming from. But I also feel like that game 2 weeks ago was good revenge for Australia to beat New Zealand in New Zealand as well. Because the game for Australia where they beat New Zealand last year was in Australia, in Melbourne. And they won 32-18 or 36-18. And the week after, they went and lost that game 30-0 to New Zealand. I think it was in Hamilton. So to go to New Zealand this year after that last year and beat them in New Zealand, despite not playing that greatly overall, I think shows volumes of, the fact that they did need to get that win for themselves to get revenge for last year and whatnot. I don't necessarily think the Australians will go into this game with the same mentality and same thought process, but again, their quality is going to come out regardless. And yeah, look, they do want to win it. There's no doubting that they do definitely want to win it. There's no doubting that they'll come out here and play their all. But sport's a funny game, man. Sport's funny. Like, things can happen. Things can happen, and if a couple of those opportunities click for Tonga, like they didn't click for them 3 weeks ago, anything can happen. Anything can happen, man. Look, when the Tigers beat the Penrith Panthers last year, no one thought that would happen. Granted, the weather was awful. The weather was atrocious, but they both played in the same conditions. And Tonga looked absolutely horrible second half versus New Zealand. It was ugly. I agree, still won though. And that's because they set themselves up in the first half. I don't think that Australia is going to give them that opportunity in that first half to expand to a 24-0 lead. I also think Tonga would have learnt from that second half and they were just so gassed. I think they're going to be a lot more consistent across the game. I think that was a surprise tactic. I think that was we're going to come out, we're going to smack you, we're going to be tired, but hopefully that lead that we smacked you with in the first half is going to be enough. And it wasn't enough at the 78th minute or 77th minute mark, but they found that second gear to get that field goal. I still find that it was ridiculous. New Zealand should have. I agree with the penalty decision. I agree going for the 2 from far out. I know a lot of people criticise that, but that's a hero or zero play. I agree with going for the hero play because you're going for the 2 points to win the game. You miss it, you're still more than likely going to get the ball back if you kick it far enough. I agree that go for the win, not risking it for the biscuit in that scenario. I know, again, it didn't work out, but I agree with that penalty. But the kicking the field goal on first tackle was just insane. Just set up, man. Just set up. You've still got 3-4 tackles left. You've got 3-4 tackles left, and you can choose to take the field goal on any of that second, third, or fourth. Why go for it on first? I know you cut around the player and had an open look, but in the same sense, you're kind of flustered, and that's why they scuffed it. Quenzel says Tonga will win the final. Tonga will win the final. Good luck, man, is what I'll say to that one. Good luck. I would love to see it. I don't think it happens, but I would love to see it. A lot of Tongans coming through, though, because 69% of the votes going to Tonga through about 350 people. It tells you a lot that there is a lot more Tongans watching this game than Australians, that's for sure. Because I don't think that many from outside of Tonga, maybe Samoa, but then again, I will ask the Tongans this as well, or Samoans if you're watching. As a Samoan, would you rather see Tonga win this game, or would you rather see Tonga lose this game? Because you've got the Tonga win this game for the islands, the growth, the progression of your vicinity in the world and geographical location, and it shows to Samoans that you can get to this length. And I know they made the World Cup final where they got beaten 30-10 by Australia, but it shows if Tonga can do it against New Zealand and also against Australia, then surely Samoa could do it as well. So there is that positive mindset there. But also, I know about your rivalry, where Samoa and Tonga are like Australia and New Zealand in rugby league, right? Where you just don't want to see the other team win. But there is a lot more context to Samoa and Tonga, where it's more about growth, whilst Australia and New Zealand, it's more about the constant success. But then again, New Zealand haven't exactly been undeniably successful. They haven't been undeniably successful in rugby league. Rugby union, sure. But then again, I will say this, Kiwis, in rugby union, you've been undeniable in regards to throughout the year. But when it comes to World Cups, it's still only like 3-2. I just throw that one out there. And we're shit. Not this morning, though, England. Don't forget that. And don't forget that. But give us some score predictions in the chat. We've had Ish say 32-6 to Australia. Let us know some score predictions in the chat. Not predictions in regards to Matt Burton being the Golden Boot. I'm going to probably go out there and say that one's not going to be happening there. I think Keanu Kenny is a shout. I think Keanu Kenny is a shout with how well he did play for New Zealand. The first half last week was really poor, but the second half was immense. His second half was immense. You know what? I'm going to back my boy in. I am going to say Keanu. I'm going to back my boy in. I'm going to say Keanu, man. I'll do it. I will do it. All right, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Oh, here we go. What's his Dragon 67? Dragon 67 says Australia 724. All right, mate. You know what I'm saying? All right, mate. All right, man. Let's not disrespect Tonga, man. Let's see how they go. I'm excited to see it. They're about to get ready to run onto the field here. Be as man as a Fijian, I'd like Tonga and Papua New Guinea to win today, but it's highly unlikely. No, I agree with that one, but the thing is that, as a Fijian, I'm in Fiji, and I agree with you, but I don't think Fiji has that animosity rivalry, right? I don't think they have... Fiji doesn't have... Well, Fiji, I don't know. Maybe Papua New Guinea, actually. I'll give you Papua New Guinea. I don't think Fiji would care too much about the Samoa and Tonga kind of deal, but it would be a benefit for Tonga to win for the mental game there as well. But Fiji are in their own little weird area in Rugby League Internationals. They're a really strange team. Tonga and Samoa are very clearly, on the up. But yet, Fiji has always been consistently in that area, but don't get regarded in that area because they lose stupid games to random teams or just don't really perform anywhere near expected. But yet Papua New Guinea, when they play Fiji, they always beat Fiji. But when Papua New Guinea play everybody else, like your Australians and your New Zealanders and Tonga Samoas, they do usually lose and struggle, right? That's just the truth. That's just how it is. No Papua New Guineans won't like that, but it's the truth. Fiji is in a weird mix, man, where they know how to perform against the big-time teams. I believe they arguably got robbed against New Zealand at World Cup. In the quarterfinal, I think it was. I think New Zealand actually weren't good enough to win that game, but the referee got them over the line. So I think that Fiji know how to win those games, but they don't know how to play teams that should be underneath them. Papua New Guinea, I would say overall, you look at their team and arguably they should be underneath them, but they're not. They always seem to beat them. So they're a really weird team, Fiji. Really, really weird team. Malachi says Samoa needs to up their game. This year's team wasn't it, is what I'll assume you're saying there, Malachi. I agree with you. But then again, look at last year, and it wasn't their team either. I feel like they're just really testing out the waters. They're really testing the waters to see kind of what the team is going forward for Samoa. You saw that really last year with Fa'alonga and whatnot and I think Stephen Crichton was a 6 at one stage. Jeez, the crowd's getting up and at him. You can hear him. The crowd's getting up and at him. Disappointed it's not sold out here, but that tells you Australians don't really care enough. They're happy to sit back at home and have a barbecue. But, yeah, Malachi, I agree with you, but Samoa is still a very, very good team. Going to England's not easy, man. Going up to England's not easy to... And that's why Australia and Rugby Union beating England today at Twickenham was just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. It's not easy going all the way up to the Northern Hemisphere and winning there. Look, Tonga last year, they lost both their games as well, or 3 games, I think. I think they had a 3-game series and they lost all 3 of them. While Samoa went there. And I actually think Samoa played better against England than Tonga did last year. I will say that. But they were out here for the national anthems. True, but they're finished right or they have more games. Oh no, this year, New Zealand Papua New Guinea is the last game. This is the second last game of the NRL Rugby League season for 2024. And the New Zealand Papua New Guinea game right after this is the final game of 2024. So yes, Samoa won't play again this year. But we're kind of looking to that, man. It's time for Christmas. It's time for a bit of an off-season. It's the national anthem of Tonga on right now. There's definitely way more Tongans in attendance, man. There's way more. Mate, the Tongans have turned out in force of this one. God bless them. Yeah, God bless them, man. You'll love to see it. We want to see the game grow. We want to see the game grow. Australians are happy to sit at home and watch this. Because you've got to remember, Australia wins everything. So Australia wins these Pacific Cups. No, I know they lost last year, blah, blah, one game, right? But Australia wins all the tournaments. World Cups, usually Tri-Nation, Four Nations and all that. But jazz, besides one occasional New Zealand. But teams like Tonga, teams like Samoa, and Papua New Guinea, because Fiji I wouldn't say is too care factor about rugby league. They're more union and sevens and whatnot, specifically sevens. But these teams like Tonga, Samoa, and Papua New Guinea and whatnot, this is what they have to look forward to have that surprise victory. They want that big moment that shocks the world in rugby league. And this would be that. So them getting out there to support this team is a big necessity. Whilst Australians, this isn't a necessity because we lose this game like we lost last year's 30-0. It's embarrassing. It's shit. It sucks. But then they'll go and make it up in like a World Cup or whatnot, or they'll make it up somewhere along the line. So Australians are just so used to seeing this team win, they don't feel the need to actually get out there and, back this team as much as they should. I would love, if I wasn't streaming or if I wasn't in Fiji, I'd love to go there and support the boys. But Australians also have a weird complex where we don't mind if a Tonga wins. We don't mind if a Samoa wins. We don't mind if Papua New Guinea, Fiji, because we want these teams to be at the level of Australia on a consistent level to actually make it competitive and fun. We don't want to just win everything. Winning is great and losing is not great, but it's good to see another community happy. And it's good to see another community getting to that level. Besides New Zealand or England. Definitely not England. And New Zealand. Australian national anthem on right now. That was great to hear the national anthem of Tonga just then. Everyone in the crowd was loud, full of it, loving it, getting around it. Our lands abound in nature's gift. Look at it. Yeah, that's good to see. A young lad, even though he's in the Socceroos kit, a young lad getting out there. By the way, just to clarify, the reason why I haven't been streaming the cricket against Pakistan the last couple of days is because I'm waiting to get back to Australia, but also secondly, it's good to see the internet's working good today. But secondly, I wouldn't have been able to stream today's game 3 of the 3-game series, because we've got these 2 games between Australia and Tonga and Papua New Guinea versus New Zealand, which we'll be live for. But guys, there we go. The national anthems have been done. Hit that like button, subscribe, and once the game kicks off, Jay, just make sure I switch it across, because Tonga will do... I always get confused with this. Is it the Sippy Tau? Or is it Siva? Sippy or Siva? Jeez, I always get confused by this. Blake Arlen, I'm 38 months up. Hello, Blake. Get around you, son. I knew you were a Titans fan all the way. I always knew you were a Titans fan, Blake. Nate J says, makes the world competition much better for the smaller nations to win. I love it. Absolutely. It's not that it gets boring, but it's sippy. So I was right. Beautiful. Thank you, Esther. Thank you. But I was in regards to world competition, much better. We want to see a competitive game. You're winning games 38-0, 24-6, all these kind of games by big margins. Who gives a shit, man? I would love to see, it would hurt the ego for sure, and it would suck to see Australia lose, because I know how much I would cop it, and other content creators would cop it, and Australians would cop it, but it's better for the game. It is. Nate Jay's come on Tonga, and that's an Australian right there. Looks like Where's Wally in the crowd? Absolutely does. Mate, this crowd's getting rowdy. They're getting rowdy. How many clothes do you reckon they'll have on by the end of this game? Oh, come on, Song, Nate Jay says. Oh no, it does. There's so many people watching that you're going to get a lot of people with that. Saliva Havili, the man in the middle. Fire it up. Again, don't forget, we will have New Zealand versus Papua New Guinea on right after this. Yeah, there you go, Daz. There you go. Oh no. Esther, when you come back, let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what your thoughts are, man. Of the link Dash just dropped for you. Tonga right, walking up. Elias Katoa getting amongst it. I do love the posture when they do these huckers, like the Sippy Tau, the Siva Tau, the haka for New Zealand and whatnot. I do love the posture of it, because the posture is actually a part of the menacing. It's a part of the menacing feature of it. So you can do the facial expressions you want, but like the posture of strength is just unreal. Oh, he got you. He got you good. He got you good. He did. He got you good. If you've been around these streams long enough, man, you know, don't trust a Daz or J-Link. Jeez, that atmosphere is firing up. See, why wouldn't Australians want to be there? There's seats, there's tickets. Why would Australians not want to be in attendance for this game with the atmosphere the Tongans are bringing? Why would you not want? I would say in terms of atmosphere, Tongans bring the best atmosphere. In terms of ultimately most passionate fans, I would say Papua New Guinea. But in terms of atmosphere, alongside passion, I give it to Tonga. Like, you can hear it right now. How do you fall with that one? You're going to get that on these bigger streams, man. You're going to get it. 70% of 500 votes say Tonga. 70%. 70%. You reckon 70% of people have tipped. There's a lot of Tongans watching this game. Hello, Tonga. Hello, Nuku'alofa. Gee whiz. 70%. Is that who you want to win, or you reckon to win? I hope it's a good game, but if the Tongans get their forwards going, man, let's see them roll. Let's see them roll. I'm telling you, I don't think Australia whoops them here. I just don't see it anymore. Ish, if you're still watching. Based off of this crowd, man, this is going to fire these Tongans up, bro. It's going to be a good one. It's going to fire them up. I hope I'm right. If I'm wrong, and I get it. But it's going to fire them up. My white ass goes outside this time of the year. I'm going to be more red than this crowd. Fair enough, Daz. You know, fair enough. This is a red crowd. But all right, guys. Let's get it going here. It's time to fire up. Let us know in the chat. I want you to comment in the chat who you are supporting. Not who you think will win. Who you are supporting in this game. And I know Nate J, he's getting on the underdog, which I think 650 odds is actually pretty decent. All right, let's quickly run through these teams again. Australia, Dylan Edwards fullback, wingers Xavier Coates and Zach Lomax, centres of Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow and Tom Trebojevic, the 5'8", Tom Dearden, halfback Mitchell Moses, with the props Patrick Carrigan and Lindsay Collins, Harry Grant is the hooker, Angus Crichton and Hudson Young back row, Isaiah Yeo captain in the lock, interchange Matt Burton, Mitchell Barnett, Ruben Cotter and Lindsay Smith, with Ben Hunt as the 18th man replacement. Quickly for Tonga, fullback Lee Hapapawade with the wingers Daniel Tupou and Sione Katoa, centres of Paula Lamoti and Tono Taukola. The 5'8" is Tuamawala Lalahia with the halfback Isai Katoa. Front rowers of Adam Fanua-Blake, who's the captain, and Felice Kafusi with the number 9 hooker Siliva Havili. You got the back row Hamoli Olakawatu and Eliasa Katoa, with the 13 being Jason Taumalolo. Interchange Sonny Luke, Tanya Lapaseka, Siwa Wong and Keon Kolomatangi, with the 18th man replacement being Sitili Tupa Nua. But all right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Ovatini getting around Tonga. Nate, he's a character, that Jazz mate bloke. He's a character. Elias Katoa, ready to go. I'm just going to wait for it to actually kick off first before I try and refresh this live score here. Because the live score will update below us. The live score will update below us. I'm just glad the internet's working today. You know, especially after those NBA streams and whatnot we'll be going through. Especially after all those. Exactly right, Jay. This is exciting right now. This is exciting to see. Great atmosphere. Oh, now we've got the commentators saying we're not far away from Vegas. Why don't we just get through this season first, man? Why don't you just let us into... Yeah, I shouldn't have refreshed it. Why don't you just let us get through this season first before we start talking about next season, man? Australia is going to be kicking off to Tonga as well. Australia will be kicking it off to Tonga. Edwards does look a little bit nervous there, to be honest. He does look a little bit... I would be too. Listen to him go in the crowd. It's awesome. Australia will kick it off. And Tonga will grab this ball here at the 3. Oh, here's a big bump and run. Bushka from Adam Fanua-Blake. Good contact from Zach Lomax, actually. The Australians actually really got around that, but Adam Fanua-Blake kept on going. Let's see if Australia can handle these forwards today. Steve, SST Cup says 71% pick Tonga. You got to remember, there's going to be a lot more Tongans watching this game, man. There's going to be a lot more Tongans watching this game than Australians. So you're going to see that poll a little bit out of there. But Tonga's fired up. You can see it. Third tackle here for Tonga. Felice Kafusi gets the ball out here to the 35. Right-hand side of Tamalolo. Now let's see if this atmosphere and this passion, this drive, can drive this Tongan forward pack down the field. And then we need to see Lolahia and Isai Katoa play much better than they did a couple of weeks ago against Australia. So fifth tackle here for Tonga. Havili gives it off here to Katoa. Let's see this kicking game. And that's going to go straight down to Dylan. No, it's going to be Xavier Coates who grabs it, gets around 1, and then smacked in the tackle by Sione Katoa, following up right after. Oh, beautiful. Refreshing. It's working. I don't even need to refresh it again. Jeez, this aggression of the Tonga is strong right now. Good first set for Tonga. Absolutely nice, but this is the thing. The first 10 minutes, it's like Origin, right? You look at State of Origin, the first 10 minutes is always going to be heated. It's going to be high energy, high pace. This Origin series was a bit different. It went the whole game, but normally it's the first 10 minutes and then it slows down. Jeez, you can see they're aggressive right now, though. Fourth tackle, Lindsay Collins gets taken down to the 30. They go left-hand side of Paddy Carrigan, and Carrigan, the workhorse. He'll bring it out to the 40, and it's going to be a good pump onto the legs there from Paddy Carrigan. Going to need our props of Lindsay Collins and Patrick Carrigan to pump those legs today and get everyone down 24-0 early. I don't think Australia do that, but if Australia allowed Tonga to get to a big lead like that, Maybe Tonga would have learnt for sure. But I just think that's going to be the biggest benefit to Tonga's game today. You have to start off strongly. You have to get some points on the board early. So 4 tackle now for Tonga at the halfway point. SST Cup says, who's your team? The greatest team in the entire world, mate, that's never lost a game in history. That's the Gold Coast Titans. 5th tackle here at the 40. Greatest team that's never lost a game in history, mate. You just look at the ladder and we do it. Oh, you can hear the Tongans getting loud as well in regards to singing a song from back home, which is awesome to hear. And, oh! That's nearly a tackle without the ball, but Xavier Coates will grab it at the 15. I will say the discipline needs some... Oh, good little run of Murray Grant! Oh, he's taking out the 25. Second tackle, nearly broke away, just tripped up late. Otherwise, they were gone. Oh, high tackle. No, they didn't call high tackle. Crichton gets the offload away to Harry Grant. Then off to Yo. Yo here to Lindsay Collins. He'll get this ball out to the 42. Australia's getting a good move in this set. They're getting a really good move. Hudson Young, good contact from Saliva Havili. 4 tackle at the 45 on Tonga's side of the field. 3 minutes gone here. High pace, let's see. Here we go. Tom Dearden off to Moses. Moses hit Hamiso. Oh, taking out the 33. 5th tackle here for Australia at the 33. Good last-ditch tackle defense there. Tom Dearden kicks it across. Not a good kicker. No one's there for it. No one from Australia was there. Not a good kick there from Tom Dearden at all. The pressure mounting for sure. Tonga has to pace themselves. Don't go too hard too early. Absolutely. That's the problem with high pace, high energy moments like this where Tonga will go all out like right now. Felice Kafusi taking out the 25. Second tackle. You've got to be super careful that you don't let the occasion get to you. It's all good to be high pace and energy, but there's 80 minutes here, not first 10 minutes. There's an 80-minute game here. And it will drain you. It does drain. The more people in attendance, the more eyes that are watching you, the bigger the occasion, the more that you'll get drained. And that's why Australia usually wins these kind of games, because they're used to this scenario. 5th tackle here at the 40. 5th tackle for Tonga here at the 40. Saliva Havili off to Isai Katoa. But who will give away that first mistake? Who will make the first penalty, first knock on? Still hasn't happened just yet. Xavier Coates here. Grabs it at the 5. And he'll be taken out at the 15. Oh yeah. All the way there. And Zakynthos Greece. Come on, the Aussies. We love Oya. Get around him. That is such a beautiful song being able to listen to. Tongans watching that's a penalty with Australia. That's the worst move you could have done, Paul Anamotti. Paul Anamotti gives away a penalty to Australia, and that is not the way to go. Giving Australia any form of opportunity here is just the worst thing you could have done. I get it. He's being aggressive and he's trying to really maintain his dominance, but that is, as a guy who just won a grand final with the Penrith Panthers and has had an incredible year, you need to know better than that. He needs to know better than that. Andrew Pule, get him on Matama'a Tonga. Question, Tongans. Why is your team in this tournament not called Matama'a Tonga? Why is it not Tonga? Why is it Tonga XVII or whatever it is? Why is it the Tonga XVII or whatever comparatively to the Matama'a Tonga that we see in the World Cup? I don't understand the purpose of the name change. So second tackle here for the Australians. Tom Dearden gives it off to Angus Crichton. Crichton gets away from a couple. He's still going. He's lost the ball, and Tonga will get it. Huge tackle there by Isai Katoa with some great defense there. And Angus Crichton has got to get his head back in the game as well. Angus Crichton gives away a knock-on, so Tonga will get the ball at 35, and people are going crazy here. Australians, get out and support your team. Not necessarily because of Australian Kangaroos, because you'd be having such a fun time here with the Tongans. You'd be having such a fun time. There's dancing, there's singing, there's atmosphere, it's loud. You know, it's such a great atmosphere. Why would people not get out and support this team for just a good day out? And not only do you get this game, but the New Zealand Papua New Guinea game is on right after this as well. You know, you got to watch both women's games of Papua New Guinea versus Fetal Samoa, and then you got Australia versus New Zealand, the women's game. Then you get Australia versus Tonga in this game, and then the game after you get Papua New Guinea versus New Zealand. Why would you not want to watch this in attendance? Second tackle here for Tonga at the halfway point. 33 minutes to go here in the first half. Katoa rolls it back. They go out to the left. Adam Fanor-Blake. They're going to try and spread it here. Lola here off to Olakau'atu. Good that he didn't flick that pass on. It probably would have been a mistake. Olakau'atu, third tackle. Tonga, the first ones in the attack, and they're going to be the first ones in the attack on 30. They're at the 30-metre line right now, fourth tackle. A lot of people are done with rugby league after the grand final, I feel. You're absolutely spot on, Daz, but that's NRL fans. Out right side here. Hopawade. Chance here. Sione Katoa. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be super close, but Sione Katoa may have scored here for Tonga. And they're going to call try. Let's see his feet here, but Tonga may have scored early to make it 4-0 with a kid to come. Let's just make sure that his feet are in. But this might be a mate. Look at the crowd. Look at the way this is. It's amazing, man. I'm Australian and look at me. I'm not upset. I'm glad. I love to see this. This is awesome. But Tonga did this last week against New Zealand. Just don't forget this. Australia fell off. Slapper says, shut up, Slapper, man. I think he's in. I think he's fine. Yeah, try confirmed. Try confirmed here. So I got a little bit blur of him, but try confirmed. And that's a great show there from Isai Katoa. Great show and go. And yeah, no, he does. That was the legs of Xavier Coates that I was seeing there because it's a little bit blurred. It was the legs of Xavier Coates, but 4-0 here, Tonga with the kick to come. How good. How good. What a finish there from Sione Katoa. What a finish, man. Ow! And Dasmate says, I've seen enough, get Burton on. No, Jay says, Tonga on the money today, mate. Again, don't get too ahead just yet. It's only 8 minutes in. We have seen Tonga score, but again, they led 24-0 against New Zealand last week before conceding that 24 points to make it 24-24, and Tonga found a way over the line in the end. This is great for the game. This is great to see from Tonga, but let's not get too crazy, too ahead of ourselves just yet. Just enjoy it for the moment and enjoy it part by part. It's always just about kind of where you are at the moment here with the Tonga, and you just don't want to see them get too crazy, too tired by going all out high energy, because Australia will chomp them down eventually. Right, you want to see this be on a consistent level across the game. And 9 minutes is not enough to see that just yet, but it's a great start here for Tonga. Obviously, a man about a dog. Jay, you see a lot of men about dogs. You see a lot of men about dogs. Are you actually going to see a man about a dog, Jay? Are you actually going to see a man about a dog? It's a good question. It's a good question. All right, so Tonga here from the right sideline. Can they make it 6-0? He will. No, it doesn't curl in. I thought that was going to curl, but it doesn't. It misses to the right. So we'll say 4-0 here to Tonga. Pele Lamalu says up Tonga. Slapper says, I wouldn't even be mad at Tonga. I want to be happy for them. We all would be, Slapper. No, you're absolutely right. And this is the complex that Australians have. When you win too much, you actually, as long as it's not New Zealand or England, I'm okay losing to Tonga. I'm okay losing to Samoa. I'm okay losing to Fiji. Papua New Guinea would hurt the ego because they will slaughter you online. I can tell you that for free. But I would also be okay losing to Papua New Guinea. As long as it's not New Zealand or England, I'm okay with it. And it's exciting for the game. Bloody Kiwis, I'm watching you, son. And English, know your place after this morning. So it's going to be Tonga bring this ball out. Now to the 15. And Jason Tamaloa with a huge run. Huge run there. Now it's going to be Saliva Havili, first tackle. They go left-hand side to pull Alamotti, and Alamotti's going to be taken down here at the 25, second tackle. Now conserve the energy here, Tonga. Don't just put everything into every single play. I know that sounds like that's what you should be doing, but Australia happy to grind, man. You're up 4-0. Be happy. Be jubilant for sure. Be careful. Cautious. Full tackle now for Tonga at the halfway point. Kafusi rolls it back now to Havili. Havili off to Adam Fanor-Blake. And Fanor-Blake here will be taken down at the 40. He'll be fifth tackle. 10 minutes gone here in the game, guys. 30 minutes to go the first half. It is 4-0 for Tonga. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. We've also got Papua New Guinea versus New Zealand right after this. That could be a late hit. No, he's caught. It's okay. So it's going to be Dylan Edwards now who grabs the ball and he's taken back. What are you doing, Dylan Edwards? He's been taken back 8 metres because he started running back that way. Ah! Kafusi's whacked Xavier Coates. Australia, second tackle, struggling to get out of their own 10. Zach Lomax, he's getting taken out of the 5. This is crazy. Alvarez Wells is Matama Tonga. Absolutely, Alvarez Wells. You're doing well right now. Australia, full tackle at the 15. Wowee. Dylan Edwards now. He flicks it over across here, left-hand side. Din gets it off here to Angus Crichton. Crichton now, Miso. Taken down at 33, but it's a get out of jail free card there for Australia. Gets them out of the danger zone of the 10, and it gives them a platform to set the foundation for a big kick here that puts them back into their 30, into their 40, which is what's going to happen here. Australia will keep Tonga at the 35, which that was a get out of jail free card there by the flick across from Lomax to Din, and they got the ball to Crichton into Hamiso, and then taken down at the 33. Got him out of jail. Running to the in-goal, Slapper says. Yeah, running the in-goal. Does he know he plays for Australia, not Tonga there, Dylan Edwards? Second. And he's a guy that needs to be really stable at the back here today. Tonga, you do need a bigger lead than a 4-0 start-up, though. You do. You do need to be up by a bit more than this for that second half fade-out to not come to play. Because right now, Tonga's all over him. Fourth tackle here. Now fifth tackle at 23. Elias Katoa gets the offloads, but still fourth tackle. Felice Kafusi to Adam Fanor-Blake. And Fanua Blake gets away from a couple. See, they are trying to score on every single play here, which is a little bit of a concern. Fifth tackle at the 23. Havili off to Lolohea. Need a good kick and game out of him, and that's a good kick there from Lolohea in a great area. Knocked back here by Tonga. No, it's a knock on. And Harry Grant will pick it up, and he'll bring it out here to the 10. Harry Grant still going in at the 15. Out of 20. Taking down to 24. Good run there from Harry Grant. Needed that one, son. Needed that one. All right, so it's going to be first tackle here. Oh, it was zero tackle, that's right, because of the knock-on. So now first tackle here at the 31. Good little play here from Edwards. Gives it off to Lindsay Collins, and he'll be taken out at the 45. This is a good start for this set. They're already into relative attacking range, and this is a good play here by Dylan Edwards. They need to make up for that 8-metre loss that he had just there. That's a penalty. Yep, it's a penalty, Australia. I would slow it down here, Australia. I would slow it down. Unless you're going to deliberately tire out Tonga. If I'm Australia, I slow this the hell down and make sure the energy gets dragged out of it. Mitchell Moses will bring this here to the 35 because on quality alone, Australia know how to get it done. Let's see this Tonga defense now. This is the first opportunity for Australia in this game. 13 minutes in. Harry Grant and Paddy Carrigan. Tonga, you can't be weak in defense here. You've got to be able to hold this out. First tackle here for Australia. 18 metres out. Harry Grant gives up to Moses. Moses underneath. It's a big run from Lindsay Collins to the 8 metres. Second tackle. Harry Grant, he'll go to Yo. Yo to the right-hand side. Moses, Edwards here, right-hand side. Oh, Lomax knock on. Lomax knock on there. Look at this. The Tonga fans are going crazy. Knock on there from Zach Lomax. Slap as a Teddy would never. They're getting... Australia's playing into Tonga's game right now. This is the issue. Australia's playing into Tonga's game. They're trying to score off their own every play as well, which is not what Australia should do. But it's like they're playing fast football when you want to slow and sap the energy out of this one and stop giving Tonga the home crowd advantage, which is what they're doing right now. And that knock-on is poor. You don't need to score that on second tackle, was it? Second tackle, I think that was. They didn't need to push that past at Lomax. If he grabs that ball and catches that ball, sure, he will score in the corner. But they didn't need to do that. There's 65 minutes to go of this game. You're only down by 4 points to nil. It's allowed Tonga to be the ones to throw the X factor around and throw the extra play. Australia should be a lot more composed than what they are right now. Jonesy says, Brad, Tonga all day. Well, they're looking all right now, but let's just see how they go through the full 80. But they're looking real good in this first 14 minutes. Third tackle. Tonga go out to the left-hand side. And they've got some numbers here. But Hopawade taking it out of the 45. Great tackle there by Mitchell Moses. That was a nice play there from Lee Ho. Oh, 6 again. Yeah, Moses. That was your fault, Moses. Tonga on the attack here. 42 metres out. Lolohea, Felice Kafusi. Now it's second tackle here. 30 metres out from the line. That was a silly play there from Moses. And that's the... It's not that he's not experienced, but in these kind of games, maybe so. Third tackle here. 20 metres out from the line. Tonga on the roll again. Australia on the back foot right now. Lolohea gives it off into Olakawatu. Olakawatu's still going here. Olakawatu! Oh, 3 metres out from the line. Fourth tackle. Siliva Havili. Out to Tamalolo. Out to Katoa. Katoa down at Hopawade. Hopawade here. Right-hand side. Chancey Alamonte. And he'll be taken down 2 metres out from the line. Fifth tackle. That's good defense from Australia because I thought Alamonte was actually going to get there at one stage. Out to Lee Hopawade. Then to Asai Katoa. He kicks this ball across. And that's an awful kick. That is an awful, awful, awful kick. And Tom Trebojevic grabs it for a 7-tackle set. And they go right-hand side here, Australia. They could be away here. Steps back on the inside. Lomax. Lomax taken out of the 45. Great play there from Australia, though. Awful kick from Tonga sets up a great opportunity from Australia. And if Australia go on to score on this set, Tom Din's away! Tom Din! Tom Din on 30! The 25! The 20! The 15! Hamiso! Hamiso! Try time for Australia. 4-4 with the kick to come. What a play, and that all comes down to the 7-tackle set. Kicking that ball. It's the kicking game of Tonga that hurts them in the end. It's 4-4 with the kick to come. The kick into the end goal with the 7-tackle set. They get the play at the 20. Tonga's not back on side yet. Australia don't have to give a shit about that. They get to the 20, and they sprint it. They go left. Tonga's not back on. Tom Din breaks away off to Hamiso, and as soon as Hamiso gets that ball, you know he's scoring. And I don't know, that was... I think it was Alamonte, unfortunately, who ran out of the line as well. But good cover play by... Who's the one who made the last-ditch attempt? That was a great run from Tom Dearden. Hamiso. Yeah, he gets it. That's a great put down, man. That's a great put down. I'm a fob says go Tonga. Getting out Tonga. Johnny says go Tonga. Well, look, they're still doing fine, man. It's 4-4. They're still doing great, but they've got to be careful. They've got to be really cautious. SST Cup says Aussies will win by 20 to 30. That's fine, man. I would like to see this being a good game, though. Please stop spamming. I'm a fob. You're going to get probably timed out by Daz. Please stop spamming, man. Just enjoy the chat. Get involved in the comments and talk like normal. You don't need to just spam, please. And also, why are you capitalizing everything? All right, so the kick here from... you can't go further left than this. Zach Lomax. Zach Lomax here from the wing. I want to see Tonga get smashed. Why, though? What's the problem with Tonga? Like, unless you're maybe like Samoan. And also, if you're Samoan, I would actually advise going for Tonga because it shows a lot more progression for the islands. As an Australian, who would want to see another flogging? You know, as an Australian, you want to see the game being competitive. You want to enjoy Australia going to lose. Sure, Jonesy. Colin Wood says, about time Hammer had some room to move. Front door is shut. Side doors are open. Absolutely. We're not going to win by the forwards. Australia don't have the forwards, in my personal opinion, in this game comparatively to the big-time forwards there for Tonga. And I think that they're a lot more well-rounded and balanced compared to Australia, where they're playing two front rowers. One of them is a lock in Paddy Carrigan, and the other one is Lindsay Collins, who I wouldn't have necessarily anywhere close to. Oh, geez, that was close, a mistake there. But they missed the kicks with 4-4 here, with 17 minutes gone. But Eliza Tino are out, Payne Haas are out. If they're in, it's a lot more competitive in that front row battle. So if you're not winning the middle, like, you can actually slap them down the centre battles and the wings. In the likes of Lomax, who should have scored if he caught that ball before, but didn't. And Hamiso, who's got the pace to outpace every single one of the Tongans, even though they've got a bit of pace about them. Crichton could offload here, and Edwards going to bring this ball out here to the 35. SST Cup's why? Because I'm Australian. I'm Australian. Most Australians right now would... It's like you don't want to lose, don't get me wrong, but smashing, it's like at the end of the day, we want this game to be competitive and to... It's not fun to just watch floggings over and over and over and over again. If we win by one, that'd be a perfect result for Australians, right? And it would be a good result for Tonga too, because it means they're competitive. So that's why I say, like, as an Australian, you should want Tonga to do well here. Not necessarily win. If you're betting on the minus 18.5, then sure, but outside of that, Australia will put that ball into a good area. Good tape by Lee Harper-Wade. Is that Harper-Wade? Yeah, it is. Fitapolo says, let's go Tonga. William Mason says, Katoa's kicking game is pure shite. No wonder Wayne dropped him. William, it's you haven't minced your words, but with that being said, Isaiah Katoa has a lot to improve. And that was the issue. Tonga might be away. No, taking out the 30. They get away from another tackle. Sione Katoa. Third tackle at the 40. Good run by Katoa. The issue with how they lost that game 18-0 the other week, William Mason, was that their kicking game and their attacking was awful with Isaiah Katoa and Tuimualalola here. So that's the issue here with Tonga, is their attack. And we've seen that they've scored that one try. But then we've also said, oh, that's a great offload from Adrian Blade to Havili. Havili to Katoa taking out the 35. We saw them score that one try. But then when they've gotten another couple of opportunities, they've struggled again and again and again. Now, Australia's defense is great, sure. But there's no opportunity being provided. I think that's a knock on Tonga. Oh, they've just said play on. Yeah, Australia ball. I think it's a knock on, surely. First tackle. What? So we're saying Australia touched that and went backwards? It was either a Tonga knock on or an Australian knock on. Hello, Klein? So it's Trebojevic, Harry Grant, off to Dylan Edwards. Oh, knock on. Daz, way too early, brother, way too early. But Tonga's ball, here's a chance for him. Elias Katoa gets the offload away. No! It's not. No advantage. No advantage. 20 minutes gone here, guys. Still 4-4. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. And don't forget, we will have New Zealand versus Australia right after this. And again, in regards to SST Cup, you're entitled to your opinion. You want to support Australia and hope that there's a flogging. You go for it, man. I'm not telling you that you're not allowed to do what you're doing. I'm just saying that it's better for rugby league as a game for Tonga to at least compete. So, like, to want to see Australia smash them does nothing for the game, right? So that's my personal opinion. But again, you're entitled to your opinion as long as it's respectful. Tonga have completed 9 from 9, by the way. Tonga have completed 9 from 9. That's really good. All right, so Tonga ball here. 25 metres out. They go right-hand side. Katoa gives it off to Elias Katoa. Now, let's see this attack. We were just talking about this attack. Let's see if this attack is ready to go. Let's see if they can get Asai Katoa or Lolohea. It's obvious that Katoa is meant to be the main man here in the 7, but let's see what Lolohea or Katoa can do to actually get them over the line. It's all great being here, but they don't usually actually score being here, and that's the issue with Tonga. But let's see right now. Adam Fanua-Blake gives it off here to Lolohea. Lolohea, that's an obstruction. That's an obstruction, referee. Nope, cool. Let's just ignore it, Climb. That's 2 bad calls you've made in the last 5 minutes. That's Climb, though. 3rd tackle here. 5 metres out, off to Asai Katoa. Not Hamiso, sorry. That's Adam Fanua-Blake. Knock. Went backwards. It's a correct call there. Well done, Climb. 4th tackle here, 13 metres out. 19 minutes to go in the first half. See, they're looking a bit frazzled in regards to this attack. They need to get this attack together, man. 5th tackle, 8 metres out here from the line. You've got Saliva Havili, right-hand side of Katoa. Get a good kick away. And that's a great kick! That's a good kick there from Katoa. It's going to be a dropout from Australia. He's deliberately aimed for that post there. Edwards has grabbed it. It's going to be a dropout here, but that was a great kick from Asai Katoa. Great kick. Adam Fanua-Blake was actually ready for that, but Edwards was just a little bit too quick to get in that ball. Daniel McClellan says, as an Aussie, love seeing the Tongans get around these. Flags flying everywhere. You love to see it. Great for the game. Absolutely, Daniel. That is absolutely spot on. A weird short kick that was never short enough for a player to get that. But okay, Tonga get the ball here, 23 metres out. First tackle. First tackle. William Mason says, if Tonga had even an average red zone attack, they would be up by 14. This was the same thing that I said in the game 3 weeks ago, mate. If Tonga had a good attack, they would have been up against them 3 weeks ago. And it would have been a cat and mouse chase game, Tonga. 5 minutes out, would have been a cat and mouse chase game by Australia the rest of the game. And I don't think Australia would have won from there. I said this. 6 again for Tonga. Huge play. All right, 6 again for Tonga. 10 metres out. But they don't know what to do in attack. This is the issue. Katoa, get your men in line. Get them ready. Lolohea, do something, man. They need to get themselves prepared. You can't just keep running it through the forwards and expect something to change. Australia's going to hold them out, but come on, Tonga, figure it out in regards to your halves. Left-hand side to Katoa. Come on, here we go. Out the back here. Good play. Good play. Good play. Good play. Try time for Tonga, but it will be an obstruction, unfortunately. They're going to call an obstruction on the inside here. It's unfortunate because there is a player taken out. After he passes the ball, he runs into an Australian player. Unfortunately, this lets too much of a gap here yet. It's a nice set play, but after he passes the ball, he does take a player out here and then wraps around him. Yeah, he wraps around him. Yeah, it's an obstruction. So no try here, unfortunately. It's a penalty to Australia. No, so Daz, the problem comes from the fact that... So Turbo went for the tackle is what Daz is saying. The problem comes from the fact that once the pass has been made, yes, Turbo's gone for the tackle, but then the Tongan... I'm not too sure it wasn't Tupou. Whoever was a little bit further inside actually put his arms around him, held him back for a minuscule of a second, but at the end of the day, that also creates an obstruction there. But also, you've got to remember that he comes behind his player. So the pass is on the inside and then cuts underneath. So at the end of the day, it's an obstruction because he's passed it inside. So he's still run behind his own player. So that's just the rule. If he had to pass that out to the left and not pass it on his inside and pass it to the outside, that would have been called a try. But the gap might not necessarily have been there in comparison. But at the end of the day, the ball was passed on to his inside and it came behind him. So second tackle here, because I don't think they actually called the wrap. Yeah, I get that, but I like when we are dominant. Yeah, but you can win and be dominant. You can win by 1 and be dominant. We've won all 3 games. Oh! Huge hit by Katoa, third tackle at 40. Tom Dearden with the ball. Like, I understand that viewpoint, but at the end of the day, I'd rather more entertaining games like this one than like an Australian blowout. So fourth tackle now at the 30. Harry Grant off to Paddy Carrigan. Carrigan flicks it back here to Angus Crichton. Angus Crichton flicks it back to Ruben Cotter, and they've lost about 15 metres. Wow, that's poor. I know Crichton's great in regards to his offloads, but it can also be a real big liability at times too. Zach Lomax, he's good in the air. Tupou grabs it, flicks it back. Nearly a Billy Slater moment, but Hopawade. Oh, well done, Tommy Shabbat. That's unbelievable by Australia there. Unbelievable by Australia. Take it back on the in goal. A mistake there from Tonga, though. Tupou tried to throw the ball back on the inside. You don't want to do a Billy Slater 2008, that's for sure. But Australia followed up really strongly here to lock down Hopawade as he grabbed it. And I think it was Trebojevic who picked him up to make sure that he'd be still able to be dragged back. Yeah, well done. He doesn't just tackle him. He holds him up and then drags him back in with the rest of the team. So 16 minutes to go here in the first half. 16 minutes to go. It's 4-4. Tonga with the dropout, and it's the Katoa. Good short one, puts it in an area. Knocked back from Australia, though. Really good there. But it goes all the way back to the 40. So at least it puts the Australians back, gave Tonga a chance, and then put Australia back away from the line. So 30 metres out here from the line. First tackle. Harry Grant gives it to Paddy Carrigan. Carrigan now at the 25. Second tackle here at the 20. 15 to go first half. It's great to see them get up for this, but I would agree with what I'm about to read out. That will be Hudson Young taking out the 10. He hasn't really done much so far. Third tackle, can Tonga hold out from Australia here? Harry Grant with the Paddy Carrigan. Carrigan to Isaiah Yo. They're a bit lost in regards to this play at the moment. People booing as if that was not obstruction. Isaiah Yo, 4 tackle, 3 metres out. Not even close to obstruction there. And Harry Grant! I actually arguably would say that should have been a 6 again. Olakawatu's just impacted that there. Yeah, 6 again, absolutely. Good call, Klein. Olakawatu put his arm up when he was on the ground still. Carrigan now, second tackle, 6 minutes out after the 6 again call. 14 and a half to go, first half. Harry Grant. He'll give it to Mitchell Moses. Moses at the 10 to Tom Din. Tom Din gives it out to Hamiso. Hamiso on Alamotti. And good D by Alamotti in the end, third tackle. I think he's called 6 again. No, he hasn't. Oh, quick little play from Coates, but he'll be taking now 1 metre out. 4 tackle here. It is loud in attendance at the moment. Hamiso gives it back to Tom Dearden. Tom Dearden to Harry Grant. Harry Grant to Isaiah Yo for just a run up the middle play. 5 metres out now from the line. Fit tackle. Harry Grant to Tom Dearden. They're going to kick it on beneath. Try time! Xavier Coates in the corner. He's got a double. It's 8-4 with the kick to come. That is a good heads-up play to offload that ball late. Like, to be able to get that ball away late and actually pass it to the correct area is really good stuff here from Miso. They're actually killing him down this left-hand side right now. Xavier goes with a double, but to get that ball out and to actually get the right pass off, it's easy to get the ball out a lot of the time in this situation, but about getting it to the man in the right area makes it really, really difficult. And they got it to the man in the exact area he needed it. Really easy. All done by Hamiso there. Took Katoa off the winger as well, which allowed Xavier Coates to get an easy try in the corner. So it's 8-4 here with the kick come. Australia could win if they get more points. That's correct. Brett Neslick says, try time, mother bish. Try time, mother bish. Nate Jace, that was 4 to Hammer, I reckon. Don't start, please. Don't start, please. The only reason you're saying that is because of your bet. SST Cup says, Angus has gone off the boil since after Origin. Still has been good, but not the form we saw in and around Origin. I agree with you. I agree. Maybe I could be wrong. No, Jay, I didn't actually think about it. I didn't actually really take too much knowledge of it. Acknowledgement, sorry. They're not really showing a side angle. I didn't think there was anything wrong originally. I didn't originally think there was anything wrong with it, but William Mason also thinks the Deedon pass was forward. I don't know. I didn't originally think there was anything wrong with it. I'd like to see a slow-mo play from the side angle. Wood says, Dearden and Moses could make a great hands pairing if they get more games together. Great hands pairing? Great hands pairing. Unless you're just saying that they'll play better if they get more games together. Sure, but Nathan Cleary will come back in. I think Dearden and Munster's a good battle. I don't think it's an easy battle. Zach Lomax. He's back to missing his kicks. 8-4 here. He misses both of his kicks so far. So 8-4 with 12 minutes to go the first half. A great game at the moment. Tonga got off to a red-hot start. Maybe didn't get enough points early doors. I don't know if that was actually forward. I'm looking at it again. I think that's... I don't know. I don't agree. I think it's flat. I don't think it's backwards, but I don't necessarily agree that it was forward. It's close, though. I'm okay to listen to it. I don't think it's a flat-out guarantee either way. All right, 12 minutes to go here in the first half. And Australia will grab the ball and bring it out of the in-goal through Ruben Cotter. Jeez, that's a tough run there. Now, Tonga, you've got to compose yourselves here. It's only a 4-point game. I know you can see it 2 tries here. It's only a 4-point game. If you could find a way to be up 10-8 at halftime, that'd be amazing for Tonga. It would be amazing. I think regardless of however this plays out from here on out, though, like I think Tonga's going to be proud of how they started this game. Third tackle here at the 30. Like even if Tonga had lost last week to New Zealand after that 24-point comeback, I feel like regardless it would have been seen in a positive outlook for the most part of that game. Australia, Dylan Edwards gets the ball to the 50. Oh, I didn't even know he called tackle there. And if he didn't call tackle, it would have been a knock on, but no, it's fine. So Tonga will grab the ball now at the 10. It'll be Daniel Tupou. Bring it back to the 15. Harry Grant is causing Tonga big issues. Yeah, Harry Grant actually was one of the... Oof. Was that not a knock on? Harry Grant's too quick from around the play the ball. Tonga do need a little bit of time to kind of set themselves up because their halves aren't putting them in the right positions, in my opinion. Third tackle. Their halves are really struggling to capitalise on anything here, man. This is the issue with Tonga. Like, their forwards are doing everything they need to do. It's not like the battle of the middle is being won by Australia, in my opinion. The battle being won by Australia is coming from the back line. And this is, unfortunately, what's happening now. Tonga knocked the ball on. Now Australia going to bring this ball back here at the 50. It's Dylan Edwards. And Dylan Edwards, we've taken down now at the 45. I don't know what I just heard. That was weird. Lolohea and Havili are hopeless. I thought Havili had a decent enough start of the game, but Lolohea's not had a good series at all. And I don't know if there's really anybody that can really turn up. Who is... Oh, there was one that we were talking about the other week that it's like a cheeky little chance in the future. Havili is not necessarily the greatest football time, though, but he works hard. He tackles a lot. Tom Dearden out to the left-hand side. Now, but then again, he is also part to blame for the Harry Grant getting an easy run right up the middle. Harry Grant and Mitchell Moses. Moses hit a Paddy Carrigan. 4 tackle, 3 minutes out. Tonga's defense hasn't necessarily been it so far. We need to see them at least hold one opportunity here from Australia. Moses sets back. He gives it off to Dearden at the 15. Dearden flicks it back here to Angus Crichton. And Crichton got a flat-footed 5th tackle, 5 minutes out. 10 minutes to go here in the first half, guys. 30 minutes gone. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Harry Grant, Tom Dearden. He'll just run it straight. I don't know what he's doing there. I don't know what he's doing in that situation. I have absolutely no idea what he is doing there. But a flat ball that set. Yeah, Brendan, definitely didn't look like what they've been doing throughout this game so far. I think Tonga had a few holes in their defense, but Australia just very flat ball. Very all over the shot. Weren't organised at all. So Tonga now will be taken down here at the 30. Very close to going past the horizontal there. Oh, they will call penalty. Oh, he's called knee. What's he called there? As he said he's gone past the horizontal, what's the penalty call there? I don't even know what he's actually called. Because I don't think he went past the horizontal. Maybe he's saying something else, impacting the play the ball. What happened? I don't know. It's their first penalty, but like, what happened? So 3 Australian penalties so far to 1. Tonga just got theirs. Be great to see if Tonga can score here and either tie the game up or take the lead in half time. Paul Alamoti will be taken down at the 40. First tackle now. And Sonny Luke, he'll go out to the left and there'll be a big, strong run from... Is that Felix Kafusi? No, I think... I couldn't even see. Second tackle now for Tonga. At the 30, 25, 20. Can they score now? It'd be massive. Siwa Wong on the field. If they can score now, this would be absolutely huge. That's the one, William Mason. Thank you. Latu Fainu. He'd be the future, I would say. Because Lolohea is absolute rubbish. No, I'll explain why I think Latu Fainu hasn't been selected in a second. 4 tackle here, 11 metres out. Off to Katoa. See? Katoa, man. What's the point of the short ball there? 5th tackle, 8 metres out. All right. Sonny Luke. Oh, 6 again on 5th tackle. Crazy Australia. Sonny Luke taking down the 5. First tackle. Jeez. On 5th tackle, you give that away. It's a penalty. Another 6 again, Harry Grant's just given away. Is that the PA system or the crowd singing? That would be the crowd singing, Brenton. That would be the crowd singing. That's what I'm saying, Australians. Get out and watch. Because it's a great atmosphere regardless. 3rd tackle, 5 metres out. That's the island away, bro. It's the island's way. And Saikatoa offloads it. Lucky someone was there, but Tonga don't have anyone down this right-hand side. 4 tackle now. Can they go quickly? Oh, Katoa! I don't know. Has he knocked it on or has he scored? No, he's lost the ball. They're going to check it, but Katoa's not confident. Oh, I thought Katoa had scored there, but I think it's going to be a knock-on. He doesn't look confident. Klein's going up as a no try. We're checking it. So William Mason, in regards to Latafani, I think that they wanted to have a little bit of experience in the halves. Obviously, I would not say that Isaiah Katoa is any stretch of the imagination experience in this regard. Yeah, he's lost the ball. 7 tackles set for Australia at 20. I would say that it's because Lolohea has a bit of experience, so they wanted to put him in there alongside Isaiah Katoa, but I do think that's actually holding him back. I do think that's holding Katoa back a little bit. Not that Katoa's been great himself, but I think that you put Latafani alongside Katoa, especially from next year onwards, I think you'll see a lot more fluidity and creativity in this attack, because I haven't seen anything really from Lolohea in this game or the previous Australia game either. Like, what's he done? What is he actually benefiting to the Tongan team right now? Third tackle now. Paddy Carrigan comes off here for Australia. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Out the back to Tom Dearden. Dearden off to Mitchell Moses. Moses taking out the 30. Dangerous area to concede right now with 6 minutes to go in the first half. You don't want Australia getting more of a lead, and it's a 6 again to the Kangaroos as Yo will be taken down to the 25. You can't let Australia get more of a lead here. First tackle at 24. Harry Grant off to Mitchell Barnett, who just came on the field. Second tackle. Oh, it's looking dangerous. They're not getting on side quick enough. Harry Grant quickly. Dylan Edwards. Oh, this could actually be an obstruction here. No, it would just be held up. I think that Australia are quite lucky here, because if he had scored, Harry Grant actually kind of got in the way of a play there, which might have come back from an obstruction. So Australia kind of get a little bit lucky there. Lost off Aussie leg by the looks. Lost off Aussie leg by the looks? I don't know what you mean, Brenton. So fourth tackle now. You can hear the Tonga in the crowd right now. Harry Grant gives it off to Tom Dearden. Dearden at the back quickly. Oh, it's a knock on Tonga. But it'll be a 6 again for Australia. However, I guess Tonga's actually quite lucky, because if they don't knock that ball down there, it would have been an easy try on the left-hand side. Oh, they didn't say touched? Hello? That's... What? How did that ball come out that way then? Australia knocked the ball on. That's got to be a knock on, Klein. Klein, how was that not touched by Tonga? So they're going to check this for a try. He's called up a no try here, Ashley Klein. I just want to understand, if that wasn't touched by Tonga, how does the ball go that far behind? Directly straight behind. But Tom Trebojevic up. Comes Justice, yeah. Where's the ball direction go here? That's a knock on. That's absolutely knock on. Absolutely knock on. So no try Australia, and it'll be Tonga ball at the 10. I don't think that was in the in goal. Clyde's a clown, that's why. Thank you, SST Cup. No try. I think Klein actually refereed a pretty good grand final, but yeah, he definitely isn't exactly the best, that's for sure. T. Henry says, where my order of horse, my boys? What? Martha says, come on Tonga from a Kiwi that love the people. Well, a lot of Australians kind of getting around Tonga here too. Yeah, I was right. It wasn't in the in goal, so it was a set from the 10, and it's second tackle now. They'll get this ball out to the 25. Third tack. We'll get the offload away. Off to Sonia Luke. Sonia Luke off to Lee Hyperwade. Probably should have got the offload away there. Third tackle. Yeah, Tonga do need half-time more than the Kangaroos at the moment. They do need to just come back together and just figure out their go forward. And now Tonga will be taken down at the halfway point. Fifth tackle. I will say, though, like, could you imagine if Papua New Guinea get that win today against New Zealand? I don't see it well it happens, but could you imagine the scenes? The scenes if Papua New Guinea won that game against New Zealand and relegated them into the Fiji and Cook Islands group next year would be insane. Because I believe the tournament will be situated as Tonga, Samoa, and... Because I think Australia play England next year in England. So Tonga, Samoa, and either New Zealand or Papua New Guinea. And the other one would be either New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and Cook Islands, whilst Australia plays up in England, which will be good to see. Tom Dearden's away. And Trebojevic on the inside. Try time for the Australians. With 4 minutes to go in the first half. They break away up the middle. And they're about to take a 14-4 lead here, the Australians. They score right underneath the post. 12-4 where they hit to come, but it's about to be 14-4 any moment now. Brandon says, Turbo, mate, Turbo go flying, son. Turbo flying, son. Flying. Yeah, fast play the ball, man. The fast play the ball is absolutely killing Tonga right now. Tom Dearden breaks away, and as soon as... That's flat. That's fine. As soon as Tom Dearden broke through, I could see Tom Dvojevic following him up. It was a try. But Tom Dearden's had a couple of good line breaks here today so far. He has had some quality line breaks. So 12-4 here with the kick to come. Well, Tonga did start off fast, man. It was good to see. At least we got to see Tonga start off fast. But they need halftime badly. Yeah, Tom Dvojevic has had a really good Pacific Championships. Maybe he gets the golden boot. Maybe he does. 3 minutes to go in the first half. They're just the speed's getting them, man. Bro, another Dearden flat ball special. I think this one was less than the last one that you're talking about. I think I'd be happier to hear the argument for the other one. I think this one was okay, definitely. I don't think that one went forward. I'm okay to listen to the first one. I think the first one's very clearly 50-50, but I think that one was okay. Dasmate says, not only will the Aussies smack England in the cricket Ashes, we will also be smacking them in the Rugby League Ashes next year. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool to know that the Ashes are on. But then again, Australia will be playing in England whilst the Ashes will be on in Australia. Yeah, Tom Dvojevic has scored 4 tries in his 3 test match against Tonga. He does love scoring against Tonga. Well, we've got the Australia versus India series coming up soon. I will be streaming that. That's going to be crazy. Colin Wood says, Dearden is a different 6 from Munster, but it's doing a good job. Floodgates are opening. See, that's why I say, like, you can make the argument clearly that Nathan Cleary would definitely beat the 7 if he was fit and healthy over Moses, but I don't think the argument is that clear when it comes to Munster versus Dearden. I think, oh, that's out the full. That's out the full. Yeah, all they had to do is touch it. Yeah, correct call. That's Australia ball at the halfway point. That's out in the full there from Tonga. They did so well. If they compete again here, it's going to get scary. Is it a 3-test series against England next year? I don't think the announcement will be made until like the beginning of next year. However, I would assume so. It wouldn't make sense to do a 2-game series because then one team might not win. If they did a 2-game series and it was drawn a piece, 2 apiece, or 1 apiece, whatever, then it would kind of defeat the purpose of the series. So first tackle here at the 13. And they'll go left-hand side. If Australia score again here, it's going to get ugly. Second tackle now, 6 metres out here from the line. Harry Grant gets that ball to Tom Dearden. 1.5 minutes to go here. Just hold out, Tonga. Hold out if you want any chance in this game. They give it off here to Tom Trbojevic. Trbojevic has scored the try. And that's going to be 18-4 with a kick to come. 18-4 with a kick to come. No, he's going to check the bunker here, Klein. I think he's checking the bunker. Time off. Yeah, they're checking the bunker here. I don't know if he got it down originally. I was only going up because all the players were celebrating, so I assumed that, okay, he must have just got the ball down, but this will show it here. So Trbojevic coming down. And I don't know if that goes down, man. I don't know if you can tell me that he actually gets that ball down guaranteed. You can assume he does, but I don't think that... I think the hand is underneath it. I think that the hand's underneath it. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying, Brenton. Like, surely there's a bloody grass there. Yeah, they're going to call no try. Like, you can go and assume it, but you need concrete evidence. Did he call no try? Did he call try? I can't remember. But I'm okay with it. I don't necessarily... Oh, there's no way to say that he guaranteed got that down, but there's also no guaranteed way to say that he got that up, held up. However, you would assume that that ball would have touched a blade of grass somewhere. All right. I agree, Colin Woods. I agree with that one. Happy Farm Wife has been incredible for England against Samoa. Keanu Kenny has been very good for New Zealand as well. So Harry Grant now at the 15. He'll get off to Tom Dearden on 4th tackle. Tom, you're just going to hold out for one more tackle, man. Minute to go here. Hold out for one more tackle to save your game. You get 18 16-point difference at halftime. I'm telling you, 16-point difference. It's game over. So you better hold out right now. They go right inside of Moses. Easy try. Easy. Tom Trbojevic. Oh, well done, Tonga. That's unbelievable. Tom Trbojevic not passing that ball is crazy. That was an easy try, and they've thrown it. That is an easy try, and they've thrown it away. Well done, Tonga. There's nothing against you there. It's against Australia. Tom Trbojevic had to throw that ball to Zach Lomax. Zach Lomax guaranteed scores there. They've literally got a 5-on-2, and Tom Trbojevic goes at himself. Gets the ball to Zach Lomax, and they score easily in the corner. But Tom Trbojevic doesn't pass it. Did not pass it. Yeah, greedy, man. Absolutely, guys. That's greedy. That is a ball hog. 30 seconds to go here. And they'll get this ball out to the 15. It saves the game, though. It makes it still an enjoyable game for the second half, where if Tonga score first and bring it back within range, maybe something happens. Maybe a little bit of something happens. Katoa has kicked Tonga out of this game. I would say that Katoa's kicking game has been a pretty poor reflection for this Tonga's attack. Yeah, for sure. Oh, 4th tackle will be taken out at the 40. 8 seconds. Can you provide a miracle here at the end of the first half? They go quickly down to the left-hand side. And Olakawatu, you need to flick the ball out. And didn't do that. So there we go, guys. That'll do us for the first half. It is 14-4 to Australia at half-time. Tonga got off to a good start. They led the game 4-0 before Australia just hit him quickly. Harry Grant around that ruck, the speed around the ruck has been brilliant for Australia, and that's where they're getting the lead right now. That's where they're dominating this game. If it wasn't for that, Tonga Australia were able to actually quicken the game faster than what Tonga were wanting to play at the beginning of the game. However, Tonga, they just don't know how to play 80 minutes right now. I feel like that's the issue. Unless they've kind of withdrawn themselves this last bit so that they can have that second half in them, sure, but they're now down 14-4, and you're going up against the best team in the world, right? You're going up against a team that has something to prove after last year's 13-0 drubbing by New Zealand, even though they beat them the other week. They've got something to... this Australian team has something to prove, considering they haven't been good throughout this tournament, despite winning both their games. I don't think that a 14-4 deficit is something that is acceptable there for Tonga, because Australia could piece this apart and nearly did just then. So I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned, but hopefully Tonga have got a little bit left in the tank to show why that last 20 minutes they really fell apart with a couple of knock-ons and just allowing Australia to win that middle so easily through the quick ruck speed. And that's where Tonga's losing this game at the moment. So there you go. I think Tom Dearden's having a great game. He's had a couple of line breaks. Don't know why he ran the ball on 5th before, but outside of that, he's had a really, really good game and got that try assist as well. Actually, he's had 3 line breaks, Tom Dearden. He's had 3 line breaks. He's been incredible. Has he got 3? I think he's got 3. He had that first one for the try assist down to Hamiso. He had that try assist there for Tom Trbojevic under the post. And I think he also had a line break where he was tackled or somebody else was tackled. I can't remember. He's had a great game. But halftime, hit that like button and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. And at least it's been a decent game. At least it's been a good game. Bees man says, Tonga did well to deny Tom. Tom should have passed to Lomax there. Yeah, it's a guaranteed try if he passed the ball to Lomax. It's a guaranteed try. And that's game over. If this game was 20-4 at halftime, it's absolutely game over. 10-point game can be surmountable. It's not insurmountable by any means, but a 20-4 game for a team that was up big and then threw it away before finding a way to have that second gear field goal win last week to going to be the exact opposite the week after. Yeah, you look at that ball. That pass from Tom Dearden was fine. It's the first one that I can understand the argument for. William Mason, SST Cup says it won't make any difference, but England need to play under the Great Britain name again. Why? So what, you want to remove Ireland and Scotland and whatnot? I get that, but they're good enough as it is, man. They've got, look at their talent, look at the team they put together. Let's go and have a look at the international team that England put together at halftime here. So you go and have a look at the team they put together. They've got a good enough team without that. Who do they add in? Who gets added in if they were to do that? I don't know. Internationals. I don't know who else would get added in unless you put Jimmy Jolliffe into the forwards. Team list. Fullback, Jack Wellsby. He's in with the fullback. Matty Ashton, Liam Marshall. Centres of Harry Newman, Happy Farnworth. 5'8", George Williams and Harry Smith. This is a different team, actually.
Ethan Havard, actually, is that their normal team? John Bateman, Junior December, Victor Radley. Is that their normal team? Luke Thompson on the bench there. I'm going to have a look at that first game. They won both games by pretty much similar margins there. No, that's right, Dom Young. So Jack Wellsby, Dom Young, Happy Farmworth, Matty Ashton. They're forwards. Kaipi's Paul. I just don't understand. I don't know what really gets improved by bringing in Ireland and Scotland and Wales. Aguero, member 31 months. Appreciate you for being a member, man. It does go a long way. Says not happy. Hopefully after the break, City come back. What? Oh, you're talking about in regards to Premier League. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, no, it's earlier in the season, man. SST because Ashes tours were all Great Britain versus Australia. I'm nostalgic. Yeah, like, sure. I don't necessarily disagree in that regards. I just don't know what the benefit is. Like, at the end of the day, the Super League does have a lot of talent that people don't really know about down here because they don't watch the Super League. So you've got England, you've got Ireland, you've got Scotland, and you've got Wales. So they have enough talent to kind of cross the board there, and they do all compete well with each other. It's just obviously when you come up against Australia, it's very, very difficult. And Ireland's not that bad. Scotland's not fantastic. And Wales are pretty bad. But obviously England are the big one of the four. But it would just basically be England feeding this team. That's the issue. So the English would never be behind that. The English would never agree to that. Welcome to our sports. Hey, mate, hope all's well back in your neck of the woods. Yeah, doing all right, man. Doing all right. Our internet's been very up and down throughout this Fiji trip, but it's been working good today, which is touch wood. Where's the wood? Touch wood. There you go. William Mason says, where are Tonga going to get their points from to come back? As soon as they get to the red zone, their attack goes absolute shite. I've been saying this for weeks, man. I agree with you. You're preaching to the converted here, brother. You are preaching to the converted in regards to that one. I definitely agree. I've said this since the start. Tonga, I believe, would have won that game against Australia in that first game had they had a capable attack from their halves and not have Lolohea and Katoa. Maybe you take out Lolohea and you put Latufai in a win for next year. Sure, that would be exciting to see the future there. But their attack is where the issues are, and specifically in regards to that 6 and 7. And I wouldn't say Saliva Havili has been doing necessarily a great job on the attack either. Lehigh Buada hasn't been able to get into this game just as much. The forwards have been doing their job. Like Anafanor Blake has been doing what he needs to do. Haven't seen a great deal out of Tamalolo, to be fair. Katoa I've seen enough out of. Olaguatu, yes. Kafusi's been doing some heavy hitting work. I think the forwards battle was clearly getting won by Tonga, but as I said at the beginning of this game, there was going to be a point where the high energy start was going to die off, and that's where the composure of the big teams comes in. That's why you saw New Zealand come back strong last week. But again, Tonga got that win, which is fine. They got the field goal. They're very lucky they didn't concede 30 to lose 30-24. Very, very lucky. Because teams like New Zealand have the composure to know that game's not over at that point, and Tonga kind of went into their shell and conceded that 24. And it's like New Zealand got a little bit complacent with that, especially with that kick on first tackle, which was crazy. Do you think Australia ever get told take it easy in the worst opponents so it doesn't look bad for rugby league? No. Australia will always want to win and win well. They will always want to win and win well, man. There is no doubt about that. Players don't ever go out there. Like, that's actually dangerous for the body if you do that, right? If you're playing to not play at 100%, it actually can injure you. It can actually injure you because you're not going in with the right mentality, and then you're putting yourself in positions of a lacking kind of care factor, whilst if you've got your mind completely on the job the entirety of the time, then you're going, you know what you're doing. You know where you're going to put your head placement, where you're going to make that tackle. There's a lot of issues in regards to not playing to your fullest extent. So no, they would never be told that. Chris Charlton says, Dearden smashing it so far. How are people glazing Turbo for catching an inside pass and bubbling 2 tries? I think Turbo was fine, but I think Turbo was good, but I think Dearden has clearly been the player of the match so far. He's got three line breaks and 2 try assists from those line breaks. No, Tom Dearden's been clearly the best one so far. But I do think, again, Tom Tawivich has had a pretty solid game. I think probably underestimating his impact a bit, but Tom Tawivich has had a good game. I'll go quickly have a look at some of his stats. So, try, 94 run meters from 7 runs in total, 34 post-contact meters, which is the most in the back line.
The only one on Australia who has more post-contact meters is Patrick Carrigan. He's actually got the same amount of post-contact meters as Angus Crichton, which would probably surprise you. He's got 4 tackle breaks in this game. He's had 8 tackles for 1 missed. So, no, Tom Tawari just having a good game. And he's had a kick defuse as well. Has had the 1 error and 1 ruck infringement, but overall, that is some good stats. And I agree that he didn't necessarily... Yeah, he did bomb that try, though. That is absolutely spot on. If he passed that ball to Lomax, he would have a try assist with his name. But Tom Dearden's clearly been the man of the match so far. Don't forget, guys, right after this, we will have the New Zealand versus Papua New Guinea game. Promotion relegation. I don't think New Zealanders would have been thinking they'd be saying that. Promotion relegation game. If New Zealand lose, they will not play in the Pacific Cup next year, and Papua New Guinea will. If Papua New Guinea lose, they will not play in the Pacific Cup next year, and New Zealand will. It's crazy scenes, man. It's crazy scenes. It's crazy scenes. And it'd be such a big game for Papua New Guinea to win. It just shows that they're improving. Again, I don't see a world. I think New Zealand, they do probably whoop them. But I would love to see a world where Papua New Guinea win that game. Shia says, the green and gold will easily get it. I agree, but it just comes down to their attack. The green and gold will get it for sure. Australia will win this game, but if Tonga had a good halves pairing, they would have had a chance. Aguero says, I hope Lomax bombs 2 tries, but we still win by 30. Right now, it's looking likely Australia going with this game. Right now. Because as we saw from William before, where does the points come from for Tonga? Unless they're scoring up the middle through an Adam Fanor Blake, where do the points come from? I just don't know. I don't know where the points are coming from. Their attack is just not good enough. It's just not good enough. Hold on 1 second. I don't know what just happened. Sorry, I was getting a little bit distracted there because I could hear someone like yelling in the background. That's fine. 1,266 votes and we've got 71% for Tonga. The poll. What do you mean the poll? If you're talking about the voting poll over there, well, that's obviously because we've had a lot more Tongans come through than we've had Australians. And that's always going to happen, man. And you'll find that in the next game with Papua New Guinea. I guarantee you, if you go and have a look at that live stream right now and you go check it out, I guarantee you Papua New Guinea are winning it. I guarantee there is more votes for Papua New Guinea than New Zealand. Although we have a good New Zealand audience here on the channel, I guarantee you that the Papua New Guineans would have flooded that and it would be more people voting for Papua New Guinea than New Zealand, where realistically, like this one, you're not necessarily going to be voting for Tonga to win this game. But there is more merit to Tonga winning this game than there is to Papua New Guinea beating New Zealand. A lot more merit. A significant amount more merit to Tonga win this game than Papua New Guinea beating New Zealand. With that being said, I don't think that it necessarily happens. But it will be exciting to see if I am right in regards to Australia, because there's always a team that goes up to play England, right? Australia hasn't played England since 2017 in that World Cup final where they won 6-0. So that's why I'm assuming it is Australia to go up there. I don't know when the last time England played New Zealand is. I don't know. Maybe New Zealand are the ones. Maybe. I'm not too sure. But I'm assuming it's Australia, based off the fact they haven't played for a long time and a team always goes up there. And it would be silly to throw Fiji at them. It would be silly to throw Papua New Guinea at them. BTC about to hit 80k. I don't know what that means. Oh, Bitcoin. Oh, true. Yeah, good stuff, man. But I don't know what relevance that is to this stream. I don't know what relevance that is to this stream, but sure. Good stuff. Because I know that is a segue into another conversation, and we can't really talk about that on here. That is a segue into another conversation, and talking about that is is a way for people to get upset. So there's no relevance. Fair enough, man. I just want this to be a good game, man. I just want this to be a good game. And right now it's looking like Australia probably going to go away with it. Aguero says, laughable how Lomax really wants to play centre after the year he had at wing. Does he enjoy passing it to Rosette? Yes, he does. Yes, no, that is exactly what he loves doing. That is exactly what he loves doing. He is a big Rosette passer of the ball. Massive Rosette passer of the ball. That is 100% for sure. I actually might go grab a bottle of water. That's what I want to do. I'm going to quickly go grab a bottle of water here, guys. So do me a favour.
I'll be back in like a minute because the game will start in about 2 minutes or so, I reckon. Hit that like button and subscribe. I'll be back in just a few moments. Don't leave. I will be back in a moment. Perfect timing, son. Perfect timing. They're running down the field. Perfect timing, son. All right, get ready to rock and roll. Get ready to rock and roll. William Mason, that's my boy, man. Leave Tanner alone. That's my boy. You will not get me insulting my boy Tanner. All right? Shut your mouth, man. Leave him alone. He's going to fire up in New Zealand next year. You know what? Might win the comp, all right? Might win the comp with New Zealand. Tanner Boyd, the man. Get around him. That's him. That's him, man. You're not going to get me insulted, bro. He's a mate of mine. Tommy Gunn says, let's go the Aussies. Exactly right, Tommy Gunn. Well, second half starts. Tonga kick it away. And Australia will grab the ball here at the 5. Then Moses gives it off here to Mitchell Barnett. And Barnett will be taken out at 15. Oh, I thought that was a penalty. Did someone have a whistle in the crowd? Do you think Titans will sign Hunt? No. I think he'll go to the Dolphins, if not the Bronx, but probably more so Dolphins. For the very reason of Katoa that we're seeing right now. Dasmate says, that kid with the Moses is my hero sign. It's set up to fail in life. Third tackle here for Australia at the 25. Hey, as a New South Wales fan, you should actually adore him. You should adore Mitchell Moses. He had a great series for you. Forward tackling at the halfway point. T. Henry says, Dogs next year, bro. I don't know. My judgment is reserved in regards to the Dogs. Forward tackle at the 40. Only on the basis that we've seen teams really progress drastically one year and then kind of fall apart the next year. I'm not saying the Dogs do that, but I'm saying that obviously those concerns are going to be there when you've seen that happen with the Warriors, you've seen that happen with the Cowboys, you've seen it happen with the Broncos, you've seen it happen with... who's another team that's done it? I don't think it has. Has there been another team that's done it recently? Cowboys, Broncos, Warriors. Raiders are always consistently just 8th or around there. Knights the same kind of deal because I wouldn't put them. So yeah, there's always just that one random team that jumps up and then falls back down. Again, not saying that necessarily happens, but the concern's there. Forward tackle for Tonga at the halfway point. Dragons 2025, man, they are so old. It's crazy. I actually am really confused about the direction. I'm not as on the Dragons as a lot of people may be. I'm a little bit confused about the direction. What are they going to do in a couple of years' time? Why did they think that the two biggest needs for the team were fullback and 9 when Little was unbelievable and Sloan was really good last year? Tonga! Oh! Get the offload away. It's fine. They kick it across and it goes to Hamiso. Oh, geez, that was actually a great opportunity for Tonga to score. Haven't been keeping up with the off-season. Any big signs for clubs? I haven't necessarily been keeping up a crazy deal with the off-season either, to be fair. I've been really preparing. Oh, no, Paul Alamoti's injured. Paul Alamotti is injured. His left arm. Something about that. Third tackle here. Crichton's going to get a good offload. A great run, then great offload. I wouldn't know about it. Oh, yeah, Gutho going to the Dragons. Breton, surely you would have understood that one. You would have seen that one. They give it across in. Tom Dearden's away. Tom Dearden's away. Tom Dearden's away. Try time, Tom Dvojevic. Try time there for the Australians, and we'll make it 18-4 here with the kick to come. 37 minutes to go. Trebojevic with a double, but Tom Dearden, he's the man of the match, clearly. Clearly. So 18 for the kick coming. It's going to be a conversion right in front of the post. And it's sad because Tonga actually did really well to attack strongly in that first set, but Australia just find a way to piece them apart from Harry Grant getting a great run and then a good little roll there from Tom Dearden. And he's making an argument to hold Munster out of position. You could argue right now and say that there's no... The out isn't a big loss with Munster because Dearden is playing unbelievable footy. He's playing some great footy. Where do you think Pappenhausen will end up, Blaze? Who are the teams that are looking for him right now? Who's a team that needs a fullback? So definitely not the Titans. Definitely not the Broncos. I definitely wouldn't say the Dolphins. The Cowboys don't need one. Knights have got Ponga. I don't think the Warriors. But you could make an argument for the Warriors, but I don't think so. You could make an argument for the Raiders. Yeah, Olamos is injured. You can make an argument for the Raiders. The Eels would definitely be looking for someone, considering they've lost Gutho and Blaze Talangi. Gutho to the Dragons, Blaze Talangi to the Panthers. Dragons signing all old men. I agree, SST Cup. That's what I'm saying. You know, what do they do in a couple of years' time? Damien Cook's not got an insane amount of years left in him. And will he be able to go back to his best work that he hasn't been in for a few years? I don't know. Dogs and Eels going after him. Well, Eels make sense. The Eels make the most sense, but that's a rebuilding club right now. No one can tell me otherwise. And they're not openly admitting that they're a rebuilding club. I called it a couple of years ago after the grand final. I said, if they don't win this grand final, they will go rebuilding in the next couple of years. Anyway, and then the Dogs. Dogs make sense if they can afford him. 3 of these odds tries have come after rubbish kicks from their halves. I agree, William. I agree. But the Dogs, for me, I don't think they can win the comp until... I do feel like it comes to 7, and I hate saying that because Toad's my boy, but like I do think it comes down to their 7. But then again, they've had a great year. Let's see if they can do it again. But I don't know. I thought Connor Tracy was incredible for the Dogs this year. I don't know why the Dogs would need him. Connor Tracy was really good for him this year. Hope Eels win the spoon from now to the end of time. They won't. If Mitchell Moses is healthy, they won't. Second tackle now for Australia. Edwards nearly lost that ball after the offload from Lomax. Starting to get a bit dangerous here, Tonga, man. You started off red hot, but right now it's a bit of a struggle. Oh, that's a good hit, though, from Elias Gatoa. Offload to Harry Grant, and then Isaiah Yeo, and Yeo was going to be taken down here at the 35, third tackle. No, team that's looking probably most likely for the spoon next year is potentially the Dolphins. Dolphins are a shout. Dolphins are a heavy shout. I know they got Hamisa, and I know they got Herbie Farmworth, but they are a shout. Fifth tackle here for Australia at the 45. Tonga, you have to score immediately. Yeah, Taniela Paseka was absolutely not square. It should have been 6 again, but whatever. Whatever, man. And Oscar! Good chase there from Zach Lomax. It'll be first tackle for Tonga at their own 5. They have to score at least 1 try before the 20 minutes to go mark and cannot concede another try. If they want to win this game, there has to be no more points from Australia for the rest. Could be wrong. This could be by 40. Probably will be. Unless Tonga can find a way to actually attack. Because their defense hasn't been as good as their first game defense a couple weeks ago. If the Dogs make a play for Jerome Hughes, who is out of not even entertaining this. Jerome Hughes has already said that he is not leaving the Melbourne Storm on multiple occasions, and I can tell you that I can't tell you why I know that, but he's also said it publicly. And then also, he's clearly said that if he goes anywhere, it would be Queensland, but he's not going anywhere. The Dogs, they can make a play all they like, but teams in Queensland could have thrown the kitchen sink at him this year, and he's clearly come out and said that he will not leave the Melbourne Storm. So it's not even a point entertaining that in regards to the Dogs. All right, so it's going to be Australia ball here at the 40. Whose ass did that come out of? Hughes comes to the Dogs. I become a para fan. I think what Davo's trying to say is, like, if they were to go for him, but if you're telling me that there's a rumour about Hughes going to the Dogs, it is absolutely blatantly not true. Dogs have to stick with Sexton and just wait for Mitchell Woods to be ready. Toby had a good year. Toby did have a good year, but I don't know if they're able to reach the next level necessarily with him, but I do think he's a good halfback. I've said this for a long time. Australia flicking across here, arguably forward. Oh, but Tom Twitty's going to score a hat-trick. I want to come back and have a look at this pass, but they can't. Oh, they're going to check it. There might be an obstruction here is what Klein might try to call. So they're going to call... Oh, you can rule on it if it's... Because it's a tip-on, I think it's forward. Yeah, it's forward. I was correct at the start. But you know what? The NRL has changed the rules here. It's definitely forward. The NRL has changed the rules here, which I agree with, right? They would still never call that in the NRL. That is the first time I've seen the NRL or Rugby League use its common sense in regards to that. Because that happens quite a lot. But that doesn't get called. So I'm glad that that's been called because that was clearly a forward pass. It was clearly. So I'm glad that they've actually come to their senses and called something that absolutely should be called because normally they would not call that and they would say, no, we can't call on a forward pass. And they're now talking about, if you can rule on that, then why can't you rule on a forward pass? If you can tell me that that's a forward pass there, which it is, why can't you rule on a forward pass then? You've just skirted the rules for that. Like, you've just skirted it. Like, sure, but I don't understand how that's different to a lot of other passes we see on a very consistent and regular basis. So, Tonga get this ball here to the 40. Harry Grant out of contract in 2025 as well. Can you see him moving anywhere as well? He'd go to Queensland before he'd go anywhere in Sydney. He wouldn't go to Sydney. I think he probably stays in Melbourne, though. It's because it Klein, that's why. Fair enough. Fair enough. To be fair, it was the bunker that made the call. Third tackle for Tonga at the 30. They need to score. They need, well, at least get a couple of good attacking opportunities, but the kicking game. Out the back now to Lola here, short ball, and it'll be Olakawatu taking down 18 metres out for tackle. I think if he was to go anywhere, it would be maybe the Broncos, because he grew up as a Broncos fan. Katoa right-hand side, they've thrown the ball, and it will not go over the sideline, but the back of the 35. That shouldn't be a penalty. Katoa's deliberately gone over there. He's deliberately gone over there. I wouldn't call this as a penalty. Yeah, good call, Klein. Good call. Yeah, he's thrown himself out. Good call. It's a good call. Sione Katoa has tried to get a penalty there, and it's very clearly that he's pushed himself over the line. I'm glad the common sense has been prevailed again. Milk that for sure. Absolutely. He's clearly throwing himself over the sideline there for a penalty. Absolutely. Trying to break three to play the ball. Stop it, Voss, man. You can very clearly see. You can clearly see that he's looked at the line and then he's thrown his head back there to go over the sideline. Voss, stop trying to claim that that should be a penalty because in absolutely no world has anybody seen that in any realistic light and said, you know what, Katoa got thrown over the sideline there. No, he's very clearly thrown himself over. So good call there from SST Cup's favourite referee. So the third tackle now for Australia. Get the offload away, Hudson Young. And now between 43, third tackle. 30 minutes to go here, guys. 30 minutes to go. Hit that like button, subscribe. If Tonga concede again, this will get ugly. Forward tackle at 35, Mitchell Barnett. And guys, I won't lie. I won't lie. That Papua New Guinea game versus New Zealand could be worse than this. It could be a big blowout there. But I commend Papua New Guineans for getting passionate and getting loud for their team. Moses, intercept! They're away, Tonga! Sione Katoa at the 30, the 40, the 50, doesn't have the pace, the 40, the 30, the 25, cuts back inside. Oh, that's great work. Oh, that's great work from Katoa. No one's following him up, though. That's sad from Tonga. Sione Katoa, great work. Now pass the ball quickly left. Go left quickly. Quickly left, you score. Quickly left, you score. For fuck's sake, Tonga, you're joking. Isaiah Katoa, bro. You just... Oh, mate, that's disgraceful. Oh, my gosh. Isaiah Katoa... And the issue is, like, that can happen to anyone, but the issue is that his kicking game is not good enough here for this team at the moment. They're struggling in the attack because of him and Lolohea. And then they finally have a guaranteed 100 million% try. If he passes, they go left, he drops the ball. Oh, bro, I know the pass isn't fantastic, but mate, like that's a guaranteed try. He gets that and passes it. Guaranteed. But also, where was anyone following up Sione Katoa? Where was anybody there to follow him up? Not Lehigh Hopawade, not anybody. Someone needs to follow the man up. So first tackle here for Australia at the 20. I'm not going to say Sione Katoa was trash, William, but I agree that he's played Tonga out of this game. But also, like, Lolohea's not helping. I think that it'll take a lot of pressure off Katoa if there's somebody like Latufanu who can do a lot more than Lolohea. And Latufanu is still very young himself, but at least there's a little bit of energy about it. Like, Lolohea may be fine defensively, but attacking-wise, like, he's brought zero to this game. Absolutely nothing to this game. Samoa still playing second tier football, can't win. What's Samoa got to do with this? Also, Samoa at least made the World Cup final and beat England in the World Cup. Oh, that's going to be a 7-tackle set here for Tonga. Suafa'alongo, a half-decent replacement for Papenhausen. Yeah, you know that, though. Why you... you know that he's defensively inept, though, but attacking-wise is incredible. I will stream the 2020 between Australia and Pakistan, I reckon. At least game 2 and 3. Game 1 I might not be able to do. Samoa still play. Yeah, I didn't understand that. But, like, Tonga have got to be impressed by their game last week for sure. And I think Tonga has to be impressed that overall, they are on the precipice. It just comes down to their halves. Let's go Australia, but I want Tonga to score to make it close. I agree. But if Tonga can fix their halves and find some attack, I'm telling you, this team will be a team to actually genuinely go and compete for a World Cup. But they need halves. But that's the problem with the island teams all the time. Koloamatangi gets that ball offload to Elias Katoa, who kicks that ball through for Sione Katoa. Oh, no. Over the sideline. Give Katoa a couple of years, he'll be good. I'm not saying he won't be. That's what William's saying. I'm saying that you bring in Latufanu alongside Katoa. But the issue as well is that it's Christian Wolf who is the coach of the Dolphins now, not Wayne Bennett. So if Wayne Bennett dropped Katoa, what's Wolf going to do? Wayne saw something we don't in Katoa, that he's a garbage half. You really hate Asai Katoa, right? Like, you really hate this man, William. I don't think he's having a good game here or a good series. He had a good game last week, but I don't think that he's had necessarily a good couple of games. But overall, like, he's not as bad as you're saying. However, I understand the perspective that you're taking, but it's just very aggressive with this perspective. Good win last week, but New Zealand was like a B team, nothing like the team that won last year. I agree, New Zealand still should be winning that. That's forward. Oh, they've called that flat. That was forward. Oh, they've kicked the ball on the inside. That ball bounces. No, 7-tackle set here. And that's deserved. Tonga deserved this ball because that was a forward pass that got them into this position. Come on, Touchy. Come on, Touchy. You've got to call that. In that situation, you got one job. That should have been a forward pass there from Trebojevic. But anyway, it's going to be a 7-tackle set here for the Tongans. It's good to see the Tonga still singing, though. That's the island way, man. They just keep on singing. They keep on going. Hopefully, Tonga have got something left in the bank here for this final 25 minutes. 25 minutes and 42 seconds to go here. Score one try. I'll give them a bit of momentum and see if they can do something. But it just comes down to whether they can organise literally anything in attack. Adam from Blade to Katoa. Off to Lolohea. Lolohea. That's a knock on by Tonga. And it'll be Australia. Ball hit the 45. It is disappointing though because... Oh! Knock on by Australia, Harry Grant. Knock on Australia. No. Klein, stop it. Oh, well done, Klein. Took how long? Are you joking, Ashley? I know he's eventually called the right call, but how have you let that play out? Now Australia going to challenge this. This is a knock-on, man. Come on, man. I agree I'm being harsh. I'll dial it back, but for Tonga to win, it's sorry I cannot touch the ball again for the half. I'm being half. I'll tone it back, but get him off. So Harry Grant, it's called the knock-on every other week. Thank you, Ashley Klein. You are a muppet. Come on, Klein, man. Unsuccessful challenge. Come on, Klein, man. Get with the program, buddy. Get with the program, please, Klein. I just ask you, please, to get with the program. It's a great question, Marcel Musa. Why is New Zealand versus Papua New Guinea the last game? It's a fantastic question. Tonga versus Australia should have been the main event game at the end of the night. Why is the second last event of the 4-game spread the final? Are the Tongans going to wait around to watch New Zealand versus Papua New Guinea? Probably. Is it guaranteed? Probably not. Klein was the third Muppet that sat in the balcony. Huh? Klein was the third Muppet that sat in the balcony. He just called him. Okay. Oh! Chance for Tonga at the 20. Here we go. If they can score here, game on. Come on. Saikatoa gives it off. Short ball. And they'll be taken down at the 10. Second tackle. I want Tonga to score here to get a little bit of life into this game. And give the Tongas a little bit of hope. Right-hand side out for Noah Blake. For Noah Blake. Short ball. Elias Saikatoa. 4 metres. Third tackle. Come on, Tonga, man. Find the attack. Show us what you got. Sonny Luke gives it to Isai Katoa. Katoa, good ball to Lolohea. Lolohea at the back left-hand side. Surely knock on Australia. Good play by Lomax. If they get that pass away, it's a try. Guaranteed. I doubt there'll be much PNG and New Zealand supporters because the majority of the crowd from this game will stay back. There's heaps of Papua New Guineans here, bro. You just saw them on the screen. There's heaps of Papua New Guineans. Well, you think Papua New Guinea don't turn out for their team? Bada. Klein scheduled the day, that's why. So we've got one strong Isai Katoa hater and William Mason. We've got one strong Ashley Klein hater and SST Cup. And then we've got some random person with a big, massive photo of her and Lehigh Opawade. What was that in the crowd? Who gets that printed out and brings it to the game? AJWR getting in Australia. All right, Tonga, 10 metres out, first tackle. Come on, Tonga. Come on, Tonga. Elias Katoa. 5 metres out. Find a way, please. I beg you, Katoa or Lolohea. I beg you to get something going. Your team has got you into a great position here. Please, Katoa. Left-hand side to Lehigh Opawade. And he put him in a hospital ball and take him back to the 15. Third tackle here, 13 out. PNG fans always turn up, mate. PNG fans are crazy, man. We love it. Katoa off to Lolohea. Lolohea off to Kolomatangi. Kolomatangi right-hand side. Here we go. Chancey Siona Katoa. But good defense from Australia. Look how many players are there, bro, for Australia. It's great defense. Great defense. All right. They go left side of Luke off to Katoa. It's Katoa off to Adam Blake. Here's a chance. Here's a chance. They kick it through. Wanna go out to try time Tonga. Ow! Tonga will score. And we finally see Tonga's attack work out. And maybe they're back in the game. It's only a 12-point game with a kick to come. I tell you what, that's a good play. That's a good play. And no one more deserving than Ola Kawatu, who puts it all on the line. Not only for Manly, but for Tonga. Puts it all on the line. He's had a great tournament, in my opinion. It's Isai Katoa. This is a great kick. I think it's Lolohea, isn't it? It is. Lolohea. Well done. Well done. That's a great kick from Lolohea. Considering that their halves been poor. See what I'm saying? And what everyone's saying? If they can do that with their halves, they are actually a good team, man. Like a genuinely contending team. Now, if they can kick this and bring it back within 10, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Either way, it's only 2 converted try game. And it's still 21 and a half minutes to go. There's plenty of time, man. Plenty of time. Absolute perfection there and sends the Tonga fans wild. Oh, jeez. The chat that I'm seeing over here, if Tonga win, I'm going to buy a Tongan flag and parade with them. Screw it. See, that's Australians, man. That's how much Australians care about this game. Like, everyone else cares, but that's how much Australians care. An Australian dude goes, if Tonga wins, I'm going to buy a Tongan flag and parade with them. Screw it. That's just madness, man. But fair enough. You know, it would be a fun time. The celebrations would be wild if that happened. Isai Katoa makes a kick. 10-point game. 20-10. 20-10. Here we go. Can Tonga, in the last 20 minutes, find a way to come back from a 10-point deficit? Or will Tonga, unfortunately, leave a little bit too late? Australia do hold out in the end. Comment in the chat. Hit that like button. Do us the favour. Every like button helps YouTube to understand, to know to send this out to more like-minded rugby league fans. So every like does help, and obviously subscribe if you are new. And don't forget Papua New Guinea versus New Zealand right after this in a promotion relegation game. But here we go. 20 minutes to go. It's a 10-point difference. Look at all the Tongan fans getting up and out of Commbank. I would love Tonga to be next to score. They don't win this game, I don't personally believe. But if they were the next to score, it would really be spruced up. And what did I say? I said the momentum would be so strong with this crowd, getting the crowd back into the game. Why is there an Eels fan in the bloody crowd? Put an Australian jersey, you understand? The man, why you got the Eels jersey on, man? To be fair, I'm wearing a Detroit Lions hat. But you know what? I'm not the one in attendance. So third tackle here for Tonga, and they'll get this ball to the 33. Hey Jay or somebody, can someone let me know the update of that Pakistan versus Australia game? I'd like to know how we're doing that one day. Fourth tackle here at the 45. 28-16 final score. So what, you think Australia scores a try and then gets a penalty? And they score a converted try? Okay. Oh, so you think Australia will get a penalty and make it 22-10. We'll score to make it yeah, okay. Tonga Wynnum getting a Samoan flag. Oh, settle down, Daz. Tonga Wynnum getting a Samoan flag. Do you know how offensive that is to Tongans in the crowd right now? Get him, Tongan fans. Get him. Second tackle here for Australia. Tom Dearden off to Dylan Edwards. And Edwards now. Good strong run there by Dylan Edwards. Needed that. Third tackle at 32. Tongan Santa in the crowd. Get around him. Tongan Santa is in the house. Zach Lomax gets the ball out to the 45. Fourth tackle. T. Henry says, nothing like the Tonga fans. Win, lose, they there. I would say, in regards to... I would say Papua New Guinea have a large... Oh, 1 second here. That's a good kick. That's a good kick. Wow, that's risky, but it works out. And Lee Hopewade brings it out to the 10. Take it down. I do think that Papua New Guinea fans are crazier in regards to it, but I would say that Tonga are louder at games. But if you're talking about like in the online world, nothing is crazy than Papua New Guinea. But Tonga, it's great to see with the Tongans. Great to see. I don't know why Samoa is not on that kind of same level in regards to the atmosphere like Tonga, because they are two very similar nations in regards to this. I'm really surprised. Any Samoans here, let me know why that's not the case. It's still loud, but it's just not like this. You can hear it really loudly right now, the Tongan fans. Fourth tackle here at the 35. Australia 9 for 140. What? How are we struggling that badly against Pakistan? What? Fifth tackle at the halfway point. I'm glad I didn't stream that game now. I'm streaming this. So fifth tackle, they whack it down. Australia will get the ball here at the 3. And Edwards brings it to the 15 to the 20. Take it down. Marcel says, love how we see so many cars with the Tongan flags going around. Yeah, that is great to see. That is great to see. When they're going well, man, they are very loud. If they were able to come back in this game where they're down by 10, or they were down by 16, but if they were able to come back from a 20-4 deficit and win, mate, you've seen nothing like what will happen. I'm telling you, the streets of Australia will light up like no tomorrow. And you'll have all the 80-year-old negative Nancy's calling the police saying, please get them to go home. Hears it every time. It's like, man, get a grip. Grow up. Fourth tackle here. If anyone complains about celebrations and whatnot after like big moments about any sport, any team, like, grow up. Breaking cricket news just in. Pat Cummins still a vlog, Jay says. It's not breaking news that we know you don't like Pat Cummins. So Tonga will get the ball here at the 10. Hopewade, good catch. Behind himself, he catches it nicely. Hopewade taking it out of the 15. Arguably, that should have been a penalty with Hudson Young coming in over the top. Oh, good pass. Oh, the pass, unfortunately, wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be from Lola here. He had to jump back across there. Is that Tata Kuala? What? No way. The commentary said it was Koala. I don't think that was Koala. Third tackle here at the 30. Tonga's not Koala. Fourth tackle now. You'll get this ball out here to the 30. Did I? No. Anyway. And that's good. That's an offload. Is that going to be a 6 again here for Tonga? Yep, knock on by Australia. Knock on Australia, so it's going to be Tonga 6 again here. Well, they're going to have to scrub it up at the 40. And so you can't challenge Australia because you challenged something that we all knew was a knock on before. If Tonga score now, man, it's going to get wild. If they find a way to score here, this will get wild. And that is a knock on from Hudson Young. It is. It's a correct call. It's not deliberate, but it's a knock on. Yeah, Tonga XIII was awesome, Brenton. Scott Boland, my hero. Bowling Boland. All right, so Tonga scrum here at the 40. Their own side of the field. If they score here, I'm telling you, Tongans will get up and at them and will have genuine belief they can win this game. All right, first tackle here for Tonga at the halfway point. 15 and a half minutes to go. Can they do the opposite of what happened last week? Second tackle at the 40. That's right, Jason Amin shows the coach there, Papua New Guinea for the next game. All right, so Jason Tamalolo, he'll get this ball, third tackle to the 35. I don't think Tamalolo's had that much of an impact in this game comparatively to other players. I think Sonia Luke's actually been pretty decent for Tonga. That's a good run from Kalamatunga, gets the ball to the 30, fourth tackle. I do think Sonia Luke has had a good impact. Off to Katoa. Katoa here to Lola here. Lola here off to Lee Hopawade. Hopawade gives it out to the left. They'll be taking that 10 metres out. Fit tackle here for Tonga. Kuala rolls it back. Off to Lola here. It's a decent kick in a good area. Oh, knock on Australia. Penalty. Penalty Tonga. Penalty Tonga. Mate, I tell you what. Eliesa Katoa is having a fantastic game. And that is a good kick there from Lolahia. Lolahia is actually doing some really good things to get Tonga back into this game. First, that try assist there with Hamoli Olakawatu. That kick is in a great area there. And Hamiso knocks the ball on, and it's a penalty. But they're not going to go for the 2. They'll go for the try. But here's their chance. Who kicked that ball across that forward? No, that's Tuimoala Lolahia. They're 6. He used to play for the Tigers back in the day, Lolahia. But he's been a part of Tonga for a while. He's having a better game than Asai Katoa by a long way. And Lolahia is not young, that's for sure. All right, so Adam Fanor-Blake will be taken down 5 metres out of the line. First tackle. I tell you what, this crowd will go nuts if Tonga score right now. First tackle here for Tonga. Sonny Luke at the back here. Tamalolo, especially if he scored. Second tackle, 2 metres out from the line. Can Tonga score? They roll it back to Sonny Luke. He'll give it to Isai Katoa. Katoa flicks at the back. Bushka! Hamisa! Bang! Bang! Third tackle at the 15. Third tackle at the 15. Siwa Wong off to Isai Katoa. Then Lola here. Lola here off. Oh, knock on Olakwatu in Australia. Nearly get away. Tom Dwayne, he had to grab that ball and would have got that ball to Zach Lomax. They'll probably score. But it's a knock on there from Tonga, unfortunately. Olakawatu and Australia will get the ball at the 15. Abby Days, I hope Tonga wins, but if they don't, I'm still happy for them. They made it this far to versus Australia. This is friggin' major. Absolutely, Abby. Absolutely. It's a positive result. They haven't been absolutely flogged. Australia may not necessarily have their complete full team, but it's a good enough team that, you know, they were given a minus 18.5 head start in regards to the betting markets. You know, Tonga were able to beat New Zealand last week. They did not play well in that game against Australia in the first game, but also only lost 18 points. You know, I think this has been a really good series here for the Tongans. This has been a really good series, regardless of how this last 13 minutes plays out. This has been a really good series, and it's good to see that they've put themselves into the final. Before the series started, everyone would have been like, oh, well, no, it's clearly Australia versus New Zealand in the final. But obviously that wasn't the case. You know, it was Australia versus Tonga, and I don't think that any Tongan should be upset if they were to lose. That's forward. That's forward. That's forward. Yep, correct call. Forward pass. That's a knock-on forward pass, whatever you want to call it, it is. So 12 and a half left here of the game, and it will be Tonga ball at the halfway point. Maybe the 45. Oh, 45 on Australia's side of the field, I reckon, actually. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just a forward pass. Yeah. So Tonga are going to get another attack, another opportunity.
They don't limit opportunities. They always have great opportunities. They just need... If Lola here can get another kick going like that one for Olakau'atu, there's a chance they win this game. They keep the door ajar. 28,000 in attendance here at Commbank. I think that's really let down by Australians, to be completely honest with you. I think it's just the Tongans really in attendance. So Daniel Tupou, first tackle. Bring this ball to the 38, 35, first tackle. Let's see if Tonga can score now. Sonny Luke off to Olakau'atu, and Olakau'atu will be taken down to the 25 second tackle. 11.5 minutes to go to the game. It's a big chance here for Tonga. Big chance. Lola here, out the back to Adolfo Blake, and he'll get taken out of the 18. Third tackle. They go left, Sonny Luke. Sonny Luke, he gives it to Lola here. Lola here underneath to Olakau'atu. And Olakau'atu, great tackle from Isaiah Yeo, right under the rib cage, and just puts him into the ground at the 10. Really good tackle there from Isaiah Yeo. That's a captain's knock if I ever see one. Fourth tackle, that's a forward pass. Wow, Klein, how have you not called that as a forward pass? Fifth tackle here, 4 metres out. Sonny Luke kicks it up. That's 6 again. 6 again for Tonga. They might not need it. They're still going here. And Isaiah Katoa will be taking up 5 metres out from the line. First tackle. 6 again. Jeez, the field position here for Tonga is huge. I said Australia to win by 4, by the way. Before the game started, I said Australia to win by 4. Second tackle. 10 minutes to go here at the game, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Second tackle. They're 5 metres out. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, if I was Tonga, I'd be pissed off by this. There's a blood coming out of Lindsay Collins' head. It's true, but I'd be pissed off if I was Tonga because that's going to really set Australia back up defensively, and it's going to slow down the energy and the momentum that Tonga have right now. He's bleeding out of the nose and his cheek right now, Lindsay Collins. And oh, jeez! Angus Crichton's top of his head's gone directly into Lindsay Collins' face. Oh! He's got a broken nose, surely. Like, he's got to have a broken nose, surely. How on earth has he not been, like, knocked out from that? That is a cracking hit there from Angus Crichton's head right into his nose. Wowee. All right, well, I feel like Tonga have to score in this attacking possession, whether that means this set or if they get a repeat set. I don't know. That's a big melon in the nose. That's a big melon in the nose, man. And it was flush. It was directly into his nose. Tamalolo off at the back of the Lola here. Lola here cuts back to the right, back up the middle. 14 out, third tackle. 10 to go. Lola here rolls it back to Luke. Luke got the Felice Kafusi. Fourth tackle. Get some direction here. Lola here and Katoa. They go right. Off to Isaiah Katoa. Chance here for Eliesa, who flicks out the back. And that's Australia's ball. Australia gets the loose ball through Xavier Coates there. Poor from Tonga, man. Poor. They've grouped. It's a chance gone begging, which is exactly what they had in the first game. They just don't have the attack, man. They don't. And Australia will be taken out of the 25, third tackle. You've got to be happy with the resilience shown from Tonga and not to let this be a blowout, but... Oh, and the mistakes from Australia are crazy. Patrick Carrigan has knocked the ball on, and Tonga will get another opportunity. That's a great hit there from Felice Kafusi. You have to score from this, man. I'm taking a month in bed if that was me. These guys really are something different. Mate, I'm dead if that was me. Like, that head straight to the nose. I'm gone. I'm gone, mate. I'm gone. How has he survived, let alone just keep on playing? Crazy work. All right, Tonga. Here we go again. You've got such good area field position. Get something going. First tackle here for Tonga, 22 metres out. Off to Olakau'atu. And Olakau'atu now, they'll be 15 metres out. Last 10 minutes, tackle in opposition 20. 11 times for Tonga, 0 for Australia. That's not a 60-game climb, but he's called it. So it's going to be first tackle here for Tonga, 9 metres out from the line. 9 to go. Tonga score. It's well and truly game on.
Out the back to Isai Katoa, then off to Elias Katoa, who's 4 metres out of the line, second tackle. Can someone find a way to break through? Adam Fanua Blake into the 10. Oh, there was a bit of a space there, but he's trying to go himself. 5 metres out, third tackle. Someone come up with a magic play here, Tonga. Someone come up with it! They lost the ball and Moses is away. Taken down to the 15. Oh, he lost the ball. You can't tell me Tonga haven't been well and truly in this game. It's their attack, man. Isaiah try-saver. Oof. Isaiah Yo. Huge tackle there. Massive tackle there by Isaiah Yo. Yeah, literally just saved the game. And Xavier Coates taken down to the 44. Third tackle now. Tom Trebojevic to the 50. That's a high tackle, but they haven't called it. Fourth tackle. 8 minutes to go with the game. Starting to get away from him now. Still time for Tonga, but starting to get away from him now. Yeah, Isaiah Yo has been unbelievable in this game. Matt Burton's come in for the last 8 minutes of this game. That's going to spruce it up a little bit, bring a little bit of energy. And good work there from Zach Lomax to chase that one down. Leo Abawade. OC plays Aussie going to win. Yeah, I agree. I had predicted Australia to win by 4 before the game. A lot of people were saying by 30 points. I went by 4. I'm happy with my prediction of 4. So third tackle here for Tonga. They'll be taken down here at the 20. But regardless, I think Tonga should be happy with their performance. All right, fourth tackle now at 33. Haven't seen an unbelievable amount of out of Mitchell Moses. Short by 20 to 30. Only 20 to 30 is a stick up. Only short by 20 to 30. All right, so Tonga now will whack it down. They didn't get any field position there. Penalty! A penalty for a late hit after the kick. Oh, Australia. Tonga, you have been given every opportunity to win this game. For the love of all that is mighty, please score. They've had about 1 billion attacking sets on the line here. Katoa, sort your players out. Lolahia, get it going, brother. You need to do something here and stop wasting every possible chance that they've been given. And Tonya getting around Australia. If Katoa doesn't touch it, they score. Thank you, William. So Tonga now, 15 out. 5 out now. Tamalolo, first tackle. Score here, there's a chance. Off to Sonny Luke, then to Adam Fanua Blake. Adam Fanua Blake is 5 out, second tackle. Figure it out. Felice Kafusi, short ball. Elias Katoa flicks it across. Chance here for Tonga. That's great scramble defense from Australia. That's really good scramble defense there from Australia down the right side. That's not even Tonga's fault. And short ball here for try time. Tonga, I think, unless he's knocked it on. Elias Katoa may have scored. They're going to go to the bunker. I don't think so. I think he knocks this ball on. But we need to have a replay of this. But Elias Katoa may have scored to make it a 6-point game. And... yeah, he's lost it. I don't know, actually. He may have scored this. I don't know where... Well, the ball's not up there. Yeah, he's lost the ball there. No, he's got the ball. But it's like, if you're going to call that no try, then why Brian Kelly not get a try against the Knights? If this is a try, then Brian Kelly should have been a try. Because that's a try. Yep, it's going to be a try. I don't know why Brian Kelly's wasn't if that's given, but sure, 2014 here with the kid to come. We'll be doing the New Zealand vs Papua New Guinea game, Sean. So I can tell I didn't touch it. Guess what? Thank you, William. All right, 6-point game with a kick to come. Tonga, 5 minutes for you to go in the game. I tell you what, you guys will not get sleep in Australia or Tonga or New Zealand for the next week. At minimum, 2 weeks, if Tonga find a way to win this game from here. If they find a way right now, that will be the biggest result in rugby league history. Coming back from 20-4 down against Australia in Australia, that would be the biggest result in history. 20-14 with 5 to go here. 5:17 to go. Can he make it a 4-point game here? Katoa! Off the post! Oh, he's missed it. Oh, we might actually have extra time now. They might actually have extra time now. Oh, jeez. He should have been getting that, bro. He should have been getting that. Yeah, you're killing William with a miss like that. You're killing William with a miss like that. You've just given him absolute ammunition. 5:02 to go. Tonga down by 6. It is 20-14 to Australia. Gee whiz. William Mason misses the kick. I'm dialing it back up. He's so trash. Alright, so Australia kick it off. We could be on for an extra time game here if Tonga find a way to convert a try. First tackle now. Adam Fanor-Blake. He's going to be 10 metres out. Regardless, Tonga fans, you've got to be super happy. You've got to be super happy with your team. All right, Saliva Havili back on, and Tamalolo will get taken out of the 20. Second tackle. It's still 5 minutes to go here. This is the complete opposite game of what happened with them in New Zealand last week. And that's what I was saying, in that 20 to 30 minutes spot where they looked pretty poor, wasn't them conserving energy? And I say yes. I say they were. I said this at the time. Felice Kafusi, he'll be taken down at the 33. 4 tackle now, 4.5 to go. The Tongan fans getting loud in attendance. 5th tackle here for Tonga. 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go of the game. Need a big kick. Force Australia back in their end and then just get that... it's not a good kick from... it's not a good kick there for Isai Katoa. It gives Australia a great opportunity out to the 35. First tackle, 4 minutes to go here of the game. You're not helping in regards to me trying to get William off your back here, Isai Katoa. Second tackle here. Oh, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. That should have been a penalty to Australia, but they want to make this a good game. Tom Dvojevic to the 45. Third tackle. 3:40 to go of the game. Not doing an unbelievable amount so far this set. And that's a great tackle there from Tonga. That's a great tackle from Elias Katoa and Felice Kafusi. Australia only getting out to the 50 now. Lindsay Collins crunched in the... No, Lindsay Smith crunched in the tackle at the 40. 5th tackle. Now, just grab this ball. All you got to do is hold it here, Lehigh. Oh, that's a penalty. That's a penalty, Australia. That's a penalty, Australia. That's a penalty, Australia. What? How has he said that's okay? That should have been a... How is that not a penalty, Klein? How is that not a penalty, Klein? You called the other one. How have you not called that one? That is a blatant penalty there, Ashley Klein. Get a grip. Dead set. We see shit get called for way less. How has he not called that? But okay, whatever. Tonga ball here at the 15, first tackle. 2:50 to go of the game. How's that not a penalty, Klein? Absolutely, Brenton. Oh, not even... No, SST. No. So left-hand side, Leo Mawada. Get taken down here. Daniel Tuvo at the 30. Third tackle, 2.5 to go. Because that would have been game over. And Klein knows that. Klein knows that would have been game over because it would have gone for the 2. So forward tackle here for Tonga at the 35. 2:24 to go. Tonga will still get at least another set here. Knock on, Tonga. All right. Well, Australia will have the ball for the next minute or so, and then Tonga will have one final set to try and tie it up unless Australia can score and win the game right now. Guys, 2 minutes to go. Hit that like button, subscribe. We've got Papua New Guinea versus New Zealand right after this, and then we'll be done for Rugby League in 2024. Yeah, it's about to play the ball. Klein, a number, not sorry or saying this, that's for us Doggies fans. A number, no. Havili and AFB definitely having a punch up on the beers tonight. Probably. No, everyone will be happy in this team, bro. The Tongans will be super happy with this team right now. Minute 40 to go. And Zach Lomax, 30 metres out of the line. A penalty seals the deal for Australia. A try seals the deal for Australia. Anything else, and Tonga's still in this game. Second tackle now. 35 metres out. Minute and a half to go here. As long as they don't concede, they'll have probably about 30 to 40 seconds left. Probably 40 seconds left. Lindsay Smith taking it out at the 20. Third tackle now. Australia just want to pass this ball slowly here and just get it away so they can waste time. And Tom Trbojevic here for his hat trick, taking out the 10. Forward tackle, a minute 4 to go here. Get around you, Isaac. Forward tackle. A minute to go here of the game. Tonga need to defend like their lives depend on it. Off to Carrigan. Carrigan to Tom Dearden. Dearden out to Moses. Moses to Hamiso. Hamiso gives it off. And that's good defense, I think. Unless he got it. Has he got this? They've called try. If he's put this down in field, this is an incredible try from Xavier Coates. The angle, we were in a poor angle to see if he goes in there. It's like someone stood up and then we're blocked off from seeing it. Mitchell Moses and Mesa, but look at this. Oh, you can't see it because the body's in the way. We need to see this angle. This is an amazing try for Xavier Coates if he gets this. Oh, he just launches. Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it. Yep, he has lost it. He has lost it there. It was an incredible effort, but he has lost it. So Tonga will have 38 seconds to go up the other end of the field and score a converted try. Yeah, he has definitely lost it. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Look at the way that he just is, though. Like, just look at... His body positioning is insane, bro. He's definitely lost it. Tonga have 38 seconds to go up and score 6 points. John Tuipulotu says, please Tonga win. You got to be proud regardless, John. You got to be proud of this team regardless. Tonga throw everything humanly possible at this last 38 seconds. You've got to go 80 metres. All right, Adam Fanor Blake to the 30. It's 0 tackle. 37 seconds. Well, they didn't even start the clock until after a whole tackle. Hello? Oh, that's game. He's lost the ball, I think. Yeah, he's lost the ball. That's game over. Yep, straight win. They'll challenge this, but it's game. They'll challenge it because they have a challenge, but it's game. Oh, no, they're not even going to challenge it. No, they will challenge it. Yep. They will challenge it. All right, so if it's a penalty, that's huge. What a game, though. Matt Burton is a Pacific Cup champion. Thank you, Daz. And where's the ball? Has he stripped that? I don't know. Look at all the Aussies on top there. There's no stripping action. That's game. Let's go with the ball. Unsuccessful challenge, and that will mean that Australia is the Pacific Cup World Champions. The Pacific Cup champions for Australia. Tonga were very valiant. They were very strong. They gave it everything they possibly could. Unfortunately, they will not be winning today. But if you are Tongan, you've got to be extremely happy with your performance. You were down 20-4. You were still able to find a way to be within 6. And Australia will avenge their loss last year to New Zealand and will win the Pacific Cup in 2024. Next game, guys. New Zealand versus Papua New Guinea. Whoever loses is relegated to the Pacific Bowl. Whoever wins, obviously, will be in the Pacific Cup next year. 15 seconds to go here. And then I'm going to jump off because we're going to switch across to the other stream very quickly. Martin says, well done, Aussies. Tonga had a great tournament. Absolutely. Tonga's going to be very happy with this. And there we go. The final score will be 20-14. Congratulations, Tonga, on a fantastic tournament. Kangaroos get up. Go the Aussies. I have to jump off here, guys. We will see you on the next stream, which is New Zealand versus Papua New Guinea. Obviously, like, subscribe, go Australia. Congratulations, Tonga. And I'll see you guys next time. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See you.